everybody? Welcome back to the Walter Cronkite Sports Network for the brand new edition of ASU D2 Hockey. If you're tuned in right now instead of ASU Stanford, thank you for your viewership. It's much appreciated. Alongside Megan Plain, I'm Noah Friedman, and Megan, we've got a good one here tonight. It's the same two teams from last night, Utah State Aggies, Arizona State Sun Devils. So I know that ASU had an injured lineman last night. Can you tell us anything more about him?
Yeah, last night there was boarding, and then eventually Kenzie, he got injured. He was on the ice for a long time. You could hear him. He was in a lot of pain. Finally, he was able to get himself up, get off the ice. But now, unfortunately for the Sun Devils, he'll be out 1 to 3 months due to his shoulder injury, so that really takes a big toll on that team.
Definitely, I agree, and Jacob Weissman, number 11, will have to fill in tonight nicely on that defensive line. Now, looking ahead to tonight's game, one thing we noticed from last night's game, ASU was turning the puck over a lot in Utah State zone, leading to 2 Utah State goals throughout the game. ASU doesn't give up many goals. What do they need to work on tonight to pitch a shutout?
I mean, due to those turnovers, they got their only 2 goals of the game, so obviously that's how they're going to get these goals. They need to keep the puck in their possession. I mean, if they can do that, then they can create a bigger lead, hopefully get more shots on goal, and I mean, it'll help them stay ahead. So they really can't let this other team get the puck when they're going to be coming back tonight much more aggressive than they were last night.
2-5 Utah State Aggies, 6-1 Arizona State Sun Devils. ASU looking for 3 wins in a row. Megan Plain will have the call alongside Cole Feinblum right after this commercial break.
Why was that like 2.5 seconds long?
To blow the doors off this place with Sun Devilly goodness.
Hello and welcome into Hell Frozen Over. I'm Allison Cummings, now joined with head coach Greg Powers. You guys are going to go play Oklahoma this weekend, Central Oak and Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma first. How are you going to take on them?
Just focus on Central Oklahoma and not worry about Oklahoma. You see a lot of teams go into Oklahoma and really focus on the Sooners and not the Broncos, and they pay. It's UCO is probably the hardest working team in our league, and if you don't go in prepared to play against what they bring, they'll beat anybody on any night. So we're just focused on Thursday, and we'll take Friday when it comes.
What is the biggest difference between the Sooners and the Broncos?
Just, I think, skill, the way they play. And Oklahoma's like us. They're a skill team. They're really talented. UCO has a lot of talent, but they're just 4 lines of hard work and, mucking guys that are not easy to play against. And they're incredibly well coached. Craig McAllister's done a great job with that program. So they'll be ready for us, and they're undefeated. They're one of the few undefeated teams left. So it's going to be a big game Thursday.
And how are your Lions going to change going into a game like that?
They're not. You know, I feel pretty good about where we were on Saturday, so it'll probably be very similar to what people saw Saturday. We'll figure out what we're going to do on the back end with everybody healthy, but nothing changes. You know, we kind of tweak what we do based on who we play, but again, we're just focused on what we do and perfecting our game, and if we do that, we think we can go get 3 wins.
And the Sooners are ranked number 3. They were your first loss of the season last year. Does that have any extra drive for your guys to tackle them full force?
No, not because they beat us. I mean, you know, look, Oklahoma's really good. They've always been really good. When I first got back here and joined the staff, they'd wax us regularly, you know, so they've always been good. It's always been a challenge. You know, they're a conference rival. They were a rival before that. So, you know, no, it's always important whether or not we went 3-0 against them last year or not. But, you know, they'll be ready, but so will we.
And they lost their goaltender, Nick Holmes, who was a fantastic goaltender for them. How will that impact that team, if at all?
Well, Nick was a great goalie. He gave us fits, but their goalie, you know, Colin Fernandez, is also a very good goalie, and he's played against us as well. So I don't see them losing or missing a beat with Colin and net. He's a very good goalie, and he's proven it so far this season.
And you just recently got Jordan Young back on the power play unit. You mentioned after the game he was a little bit rusty. How's he been doing in practice?
He's been doing well. You know, he was better Saturday than he was Friday, and I think, you know, with 2 full games under his belt and then a few full weeks of contact practice under his belt, we'll see him back to normal by the time we get to Liberty next week. So get these 3 games out of the way, and I think he'll get better as each one goes on, and he's almost back.
And Tommy Cooney and Ryan Belanger are tied up there now for the leading point scorers. I mean, talk a little bit about Tommy Cooney, because last year we didn't see much of this from him at all.
I think that the last game got scored today, and Murph is actually leading in points now. But Tommy's still up there. He didn't have a ton of production this weekend, but he played very well. And Ryan's really starting to come on. He's really starting to show us what he's all about, and I still think that even, you know, though Murph, Ryan, and Tommy, we still haven't seen their best hockey, and that's good. So they just have to keep doing what they're doing and keep improving every week, and I'll be happy.
All right. Well, best of luck to you guys this weekend. Thank you so much for watching Health Frozen Over. For head coach Craig Powers, I'm Allison Cummings.
Welcome into WCSN's coverage of ASU Women's Volleyball. Alongside Troy Lynch, I'm Zach Pocklib. The big question for the Sun Devils this weekend is if junior middle blocker Whitney Follett will make the start. She's missed the last month due to her abdominal surgery, so we're going to have a little bit of a debate. Should she start against Washington or should she not? Troy, you start.
I'm going to take the side that Whitney Follett should not play. She is not yet 100%. When we were talking with her the other day, she said she's 80, 85%. Her exact words were, I think I'm comfortable, I think I'm okay, I don't know. That causes a lot of concern. And we were watching her doing warm-ups before the Stanford game, doing 6-on-6 drill, and although she was putting some balls away, she was very late to the block, which causes a lot of concern. You want to put Follett in a situation where she can build her confidence, so maybe not against number 3 Washington, but maybe Washington State on Sunday.
Well, I think that you have to play Follett. If not now, then when? She has to start shaking off that rust she's missed the last month or so. Obviously, you weren't going to see her last weekend because she had just been medically cleared that weekend. And so going forward, you have to find times to put her in to get that connection with Bianca Arellano in game situations and not just in practice. And it's the Pac-12. You got to play your best, and every team is talented. I know Washington State might not have won a conference game yet, but they're so talented. They'll still present unique challenges to the Sun Devils.
And I do agree that when Whitney Follett is 100%, she is one of the best middles in the nation. But when she's not 100%, you know, that raises concern. And when you play the number 3 team in the nation, you know, you don't want to give up any more points than you like already. You need to take every point that you can get. And ASU proved that over the past weekend against Stanford that they can play with the best team. And you need high kills and low airs. And that's exactly, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, Follett had done that before she had been injured. She had the highest hitting percentage on the ASU team.
Right, but that's no guarantee that she's going to do it this week.
True.
You know, not playing for a while, missing over half the conference. But you know who has been doing that is Andy Lawrence. Andy Lawrence over the weekend against Stanford had 9 kills and only 1 error. And that's exactly what Coach Jason Watson needs. And she, right now, has the highest hitting percentage on the team at .346. So that goes to show, I think Andy Lawrence should start.
Well, that's a very good point. At the very least, Follett could make the start, and Lawrence could come in later. But we'll see what Coach Watson decides. He's the coach, we're not, but we decided to debate a little bit anyway. For Troy Lynch, I'm Zach Pocklib. Thanks for watching.
Arizona State, home to some of the brightest, boldest, and best journalism students in the country. At the Cronkite School, well, there's not much more you could ask for. Yet one thing has been missing, until now. Months of preparation have a group of students on the brink of something big. They're taking sports, and they're doing them in a way that haven't been done here before. Live. Cronkite Sports Live hits the airwaves. You're gonna want to see this.
Welcome to WCSN's coverage of ASU men's basketball. Alongside Christina Vicario, I'm Zach Pocklib. Herb Sendick was talking about his team at the Maroon and Gold Open practice this past weekend, was saying the biggest change is going to be the fact that they don't have Jordan Paczynski, that 7'2" center protecting the rim. What do they miss with that big man there?
That is a huge void for the Sun Devils. Paczynski came up with so many great last-second blocks. We saw that in the Marquette game, in the Arizona game. And those blocks not only won the game for the team, it also riled up the team throughout the game. He was that force that would always get...
Hi, everybody, and welcome into Oceanside Ice Arena for the second installment of this series between Arizona State University and the Utah State Aggies. Last night, we saw Arizona State take a victory 5-2 in a somewhat dominant performance. Alongside me is my temporary co-host, Megan Plain. Megan, what do you think Arizona State needs to do to improve upon their performance from last night?
They need to make sure there's not as many turnovers. That's how the Aggies got their 2 goals last night, so if they can prevent those, that'll definitely help them immensely. And I think just maybe step it up in offense a little, throw a few more goals on the board there.
Well, we'll see what happens. We've got a new goalie on the side of the Utah State Aggies as Austin Willenborg, who came in to replace Keegan McHenry last night in the late second period. He's getting the start. We'll see how it all transpires down on the ice. Right off the bat, Arizona State flips it in their own zone for Justin Herviliak to retrieve and give it off to Austin Ehrlich. Ehrlich still with the puck, looks to center it, instead fires a wrist shot that's deflected wide. Down low to Herviliak, quickly up to Ehrlich, one-time shot, blockered away. Now Utah State controlling with Sam Goings behind the net, waiting for the play to develop, and he sends it up to Ian Beckstrom. Beckstrom up ice to the red line. Crosses up a few defenders and skates down the left wing and fires a backhand shot that's blocked away by Al Taylor, who's in net for the Sun Devils tonight. Jacob Weissman flips it out of the zone right to John Randall's stick. Randall now coming down the right wing, stops on a dime and fires a wrist shot looking for traffic. Instead, Utah State's able to clear to Liam Hughes, who awaits in the neutral zone. Liam Hughes fires it around the boards, looking for a white jersey, and it goes right to Tim Condor, whose one-timer's whiffed. Second chance opportunity, make that third, finally goes through, but just wide of the net. John Randall flips it over to Ryan McNeely. McNeely along the far side boards, pins it up over to, it goes to Jordan LeClaire. LeClaire centering pass to McNeely, gets blocked down. Utah State defender without a stick. We'll see if Arizona State can attack it as Tim Condor fires a shot that's blocked in front. Tim Kirkliak is able to get back on the ice with the stick as the Aggies control the puck once again. Long pass out of the reach of both players. Icing will be waved off as Liam Hughes is back there for the Sun Devils. Hughes drops it off for Condor, who's shoved into the boards and loses control of the puck. Luckily, John Randall's there to grab it for him. Right back into the zone they go. Morgan McJimsey now down the left side. Looks for a centering pass, and it's blocked down in front. Loose puck controlled by Ryan Francis out of the zone. Francis, around one defender, looking to get an effort in. Tries shoving it through the 5-hole. Can't get it. And Willenborg is back in the spot in the crease. Now Jason Kuda in the left side, on the far boards. Shot deflected away. Willenborg with the casual stick aside, waiting for the ref to blow the whistle as the goal was knocked off the pegs. Ref blew it late. That was a risky play there by Austin Willenborg in net.
What we're seeing right now is kind of what we saw last night. It was in the Aggies zone a lot of the time last night, especially in the first. So, I mean, it might not be a repeat, but right now it's kind of looking rather similar.
Ryan Francis in the faceoff circle for ASU against Lane Stiers, and Francis wins that one, but it's taken away quickly by Julian Herrera up ice for the Aggies. Herrera dumps it in the zone. Controlled by Brady Morgan for the Sun Devils as he whips it across to Kuda. Kuda now fires it up to Morgan. Morgan dumps it in the zone, looking for Francis to chase. Brought back by Nathan Cook, who loses control of the puck. Brady Morgan pinching, and he sends it right back down below. Swung around all the way back to Herrera, who has time to carry it out across the blue line. Lane Stiers now dumps it right on and out. Taylor, a dangerous deflection in front. Luckily for him, he's able to recover in time, and Jason Kuda carries it up and out of danger. Kuda now drops it to Jace Davis. Davis fires a wrist shot, shoved aside. Along the glass, Utah State fires it out of the zone to the red line, where Arizona State just fires it right back, but it's blocked, and Utah State will look to get a change on. Turnover here, Ian Beckstrom along the right side, poked away by Jacob Weissman. Weissman with a strong defensive play there as he's able to carry it up and send it along to Zach Inzer. Inzer dumps it on target, and it's shuffled aside for Daniel Gowans to fight for it. Gowans pinned up along the boards. Finally tries to escape, can't do it, but regains control of the puck. Gowan on the left wing. Centering pass is loose in the crease. Deflected away. Zach Inzer down below to Parker Foltz. Foltz twirling with the puck. Dumps it behind, looking for Zach Inzer, but instead it was intercepted by Ian Beckstrom. Aggies unable to clear the zone. Still unable to clear as Preston Ames holds it on just barely and sends it back behind the net once again. Wesley Starr there for the Sun Devils trying to pinch. And once again held in this time Austin Ehrlich. Still battling in the offensive zone as ASU tries to control it. Instead it's dumped out by the Aggies. Here we go once again. Austin Ehrlich. Cross over to Hryliak. Hryliak one-time shot. Rebound loose in the crease. Sprawling Austin Willenborg is able to shuffle it out of danger. A great recovery there by the Utah State goalie. We've got a penalty called here as Arizona State will be heading to the box. 2 minutes for hooking.
It's definitely a great job by the goalie. The Sun Devils had a prime opportunity there to score, but they couldn't quite capitalize on it.
The captain, Justin Hryliak, is now in the box. A hooking minor just 5 minutes into this first period. Five-on-four opportunity to see if the Aggies can get an early goal to stun the Sun Devils here. They win the faceoff and send it over to Cooper Lim. Lim, who was eliminated from last night's game after that brutal boarding call on Dan Kenzie. We'll talk more about that later on. We've got a turnover here. Jordan Leclerc, breakaway opportunity, in on net, he goes. Fires a forehand wrist shot. Deflected over the net. Leclerc still controls. A huge shorthanded opportunity there by Jordan Leclerc. He could not capitalize. Austin Willenborg did not bite, stayed strong in the crease, and he was able to get a glove on it and tip it over the crossbar. Another turnover here, this time to Daniel Gowans. Gowans fires a shot, stick down on the ice, shoved away. 2 good shorthanded opportunities so far for the Sun Devils on this penalty kill. Cooper Lim now taking all of himself as he fires one behind the net. Taken away and cleared down the ice by Jace Davis. A slow line change there by Utah State as Austin Willenborg was forced to hold it in his net for a few seconds, taking off time on that penalty. Over to Goings. Goings now spinning with the puck, loses control, off to the boards. Utah State pass goes out of the zone, and they're forced to retreat. Lane Stiers pinned along the boards by Brady Morgan. Morgan's able to get control of the puck and send it spiraling down the ice. 20 seconds left on this penalty from Justin Hryliak, who is called for hooking. Once again, Arizona State's able to control and flick it back down.
Arizona State is doing a great job killing this penalty right now.
Just 10 seconds left here. Arizona State, a fantastic penalty kill. Hryliak up and ready to exit the box. Up I say go to Josh Kirkley, but he gets it stolen away. Hryliak out of the box. Kuda into the zone. Rung around the boards. Andrew Hefter tries holding it in, and he does so. Dropped off to Hryliak, recently out of the penalty box. Austin Ehrlich with the puck. Drops it off to Wesley Starr. Starr down to Havrilak. Havrilak spots a man streaking across the middle. Instead, his pass is deflected, and Arizona State's forced to take it back into their own zone. Preston Ames now with the puck. Fires it across to Austin Ehrlich, who just tips it left in wide of the crease. And Austin Willowbrook's able to grab it as it bounces off the boards right back to him. Another prime opportunity missed there by the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Willowbrook's doing a great job in that net so far. I mean, the Sun Devils are getting ahead of the Aggies defense, but they aren't taking advantage of these opportunities they're being given.
12 minutes and 41 seconds left to play in this opening 20 minutes. We've got a tie game. No score so far. Ryan McNeely's shot is blocked down in front and goes wide. John Randall throws a shoulder in order to control the puck, and instead he pays the price and goes down face first. Cooper Lim up. Now Tim Conzer with the puck, and he sends it all the way up back to a Utah State jersey. The Aggies dump it back into the Arizona State zone, looking to chase the puck. Cooper Lim controls. Up to Gibbons. Gibbons with a shot deflected just wide. Another opportunity. This time the pass finds nobody and goes all the way out to center ice, where Christian Westlake is there for the Utah State Aggies. John Randall with a full head of steam coming up in the slide. Right down Main Street, fires a shot deflected up and into the netting, up on the ceiling. Now, we talked about Cooper Lim earlier on in this broadcast. Last night, he had a brutal boarding call on Dan Kenzie, who was shoved along the boards. Cooper Lim got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct, and he was forced to exit the game. He was not happy with the call. We'll talk about Dan Kenzie's injury later on. Now Steven Casaselli with a shot blocked, and it goes out of the zone across the blue line, where Jace Davis grabs it and sends it right back to its original spot. Up ice, Julian Herrera for Utah State as he centers it all the way across. Drew Decker with the puck, gets it poked away, but it goes right to a Utah State player. Herrera into the slot. Loose puck, finally controlled by the Sun Devils, and cleared down the zone, no icing on the play. The puck rolls all the way down into Willenborg's glove, and he's forced to cover up in a face-off in the Utah State zone.
The Aggies looking a bit less sluggish than they did last night. They're quicker on their feet tonight.
They've come out a bit more energized than they did last night after letting in 3 goals in the first period of last night's game. We're still scoreless here, 9 minutes in. Battle for the puck on the far corner as it's won by Utah State, and is cleared out of the zone to the red line. Jason Kuda with the Sun Devils. Kuda with some open ice in front of him. Drops it off to Ryan Francis. Francis' wrist shot blocked by the ankle, and it's out of play once again.
Looks like one of Utah State's players is a little bit hurt down there.
Jason Kuda gets shoved down, and the puck is won by Utah State, but Kuda's there to recover. Ryan Francis back up to Preston Ames. Ames at the point, fires a shot through traffic, goes all the way through and wide. We have a penalty called here as Jason Kuda looked for some retaliation on the play. And Josh Kirkfleet for Utah State will be heading to the box off a quick hit he threw on Kuda late after the play. Utah State had their power play opportunity. Now Arizona State will get their first opportunity on the odd man attack here as Jacob Weissman has the puck. Sends it over. One-time shot. Ryan Francis blocked aside. Weissman can't hold it in. It's a 2-on-1 rush. Cooper Lim coming in on the right side. A diving body there. Ryan Francis, a great recovery, gets in front of the passing lane, gave Cooper Lim no choice.
A great effort by Francis to keep his body in front of that puck, stop him from going in.
Ryan McNeely over to Havrilyak. Havrilyak drops it off looking for McNeely. Instead is taken by Utah State, but held in by Ryan Francis. This time Utah State will make no mistake of clearing it down the ice. A bad bounce off the boards. Al Taylor's got to recover quickly. He does so. Francis is skating behind his own cage to develop this play. Strong forechecking here as Chris Vedetto is putting on some pressure here by the Aggies, just killing off time as we're under 1 minute left on this power play. Justin Havrilyak rockets one around the boards. Held in, and he goes to McNeely. McNeely in the slot fires a wrist shot high off the chest of Willenborg down right to the stick of Gary Higgs. Held in once again by Arizona State as Jacob Weissman sends it below to Brady Morgan. Ryan McNeely with the puck. Kuda overlaps with McNeely, and McNeely gives it to Kuda, who gives it right back to McNeely. Some great 2-on-2 play here. Puck stolen, and Aggies send it down the ice once again. 15 seconds left on this Arizona State power play. Some nifty stick handling there by Brady Morgan as he's able to escape the pressure of a defender, but it's turned over by Liam Hughes. We are back at full strength, 5-on-5 hockey as Utah State was able to clear that penalty without any major chances. A solid penalty kill on their part. Utah State resetting after getting back to 5-on-5 hockey. And a turnover to Brady Morgan after it bounced off the boards. Morgan fighting through the bodies on his backhand, can't do anything with it, and he just sends it to himself off the boards. Over to Zach Inzer now. Inzer just sends it towards the net looking for something to develop. Willenborg sends it aside, and Utah State's able to clear once again where Liam Hughes gets it and fires it right back in. Nice spin move there by Michael Trimboli as he's able to spin away from a defender, and it goes all the way up to Cooper Lim on the right side. Lim with some speed. Lim goes to his backhand, and the puck is loose, and it is able to get out of the zone. Not quite. Now Arizona State will recover and regain their composure after that chance by Utah State as Cooper Lim was coming in on net with a full head of steam. We'll get a whistle blow here, and offsides is the call.
Much better effort tonight as far as the Aggies go with putting on pressure. Even with Taylor in front of the net, they put a lot of pressure on him so far tonight.
John Randall wins the faceoff for ASU as Preston Ames gets it and fires it right on net. A dangerous bouncing puck. Willenborg's there to get his blocker down and send it aside. Jordan LeClaire knocks down that high puck and controls it right back into the Utah State zone where it's cleared once again all the way up to Preston Ames. Now Chris Vedetto gets it right off the stick of Preston Ames and he fires a slap shot from a bad angle. Sticked aside. Jordan LeClaire on the near side, coming on the left wing, gives it off for John Randall. Randall fires a shot across the body of Willenborg, and it goes all the way around to Drew Decker. Decker's hit along the boards, and Arizona State grabs the puck and sends it right back. Now Ryan McNeely. McNeely centering pass looking for a clear. Instead it goes to Tim Conzer. Deflected just wide. Ryan McNeely now. McNeely gets shoved down from behind, but still controls the puck as he flips one towards the center. But instead it goes to Drew Decker, and they clear out of zone with Morgan McJimsey coming up into the right side. McJimsey forgets the puck, and Arizona State's able to clear it once again. For right back, Blauer with a high shot right into the chest near the mask of Al Taylor, but he's able to keep it controlled and out of the zone. Austin Ehrlich is able to wait for his player to recover, but Ian Beckstrom now for Utah State. Beckstrom on the left side. Skating in, fires a backhand. Al Taylor wasn't expecting that puck and went off the skate, and Al Taylor was able to recover. 5.5 left in this first period. Now, we were talking earlier about Dan Kenzie's injury. Last night, he had a shoulder injury. His status is unknown, but he's expected to be out for a long period of time. A veteran player, as he has 1 goal, 7 assists this season. Megan, how is his loss going to affect the team going forward, losing a presence like himself?
I mean, we could have expected him to be a big goal scorer this season, but the fact that he's out now, as far as offense goes.
Well, it's always tough to fill in the space of a veteran presence, but we'll see how Arizona State recovers as Austin Ehrlich fires a shot, and it's blocked down, and up come the Aggies. Sam Goings up ice. He's got players on both sides of him. Instead, he goes to Ian Beckstrom. Beckstrom shot high and wide. Cleverly tipped ahead by Austin Ehrlich. Ehrlich doesn't have numbers, and he said he just takes it into the slot and fires a wrist shot on target. Blocked down. Liam Hughes on the right side. Arizona State has numbers. Send over Kuda. Kuda shot is tipped away. Great defending there. Now we have Cooper Lim. Cooper Lim fires a shot. He saw open space on the top right corner. Al Taylor deceivingly got his shoulder in there, and he was able to tip it high out of play. Earlier in on that shift, Michael Trimboli made the great effort as Kuda was skating effortlessly down the slot. Trimboli got a stick on Kuda's shot, unable to get a clear chance, and back came the Utah State as Cooper Lim got a great chance. Al Taylor made the great save. Face off along the glass here, and it goes all the way back where Brady Morgan can grab for the Sun Devils behind Al Taylor, and he flips it over to Jacob Weissman. Weissman flips it up and out of the zone. Back to the red line. Utah State just grabs it and sends it right back in where Al Taylor's behind the net to control it for the Sun Devils. Jason Kuda along the right side. Kuda makes his defender fall down. Centering pass deflected. Kuda broke some ankles there as Michael Trimboli went down on the ice. Kuda on both sides of the spectrum here as he's back to defend the play, and he gives it off to Andrew Hefter. Hefter over to Ryan Francis. Francis doesn't see anything developing, so instead he decides to dump and make a line change. Over to Julian Herrera. Herrera facing some pressure. He's able to escape that pressure and give it off to Lane Stiers, who Stiers dumps it in the zone and looking to chase his own pass. Andrew Hefter sends it up to Zach Inzer. Inzer coming up along the right side. Inzer, huge open ice hit there by Morgan McJimsey, bumping Inzer off the puck and able to control it as Utah State as McJimsey, who just laid that hit, fires a wrist shot, rebound loose. Unable to control his Blower, and Arizona State comes back up. Great play on both sides of the puck there by Morgan McJimsey as he was able to back check and knock Zach Inzer off the puck and then come on ice and throw a dangerous shot on net. Daniel Gowans now with the puck. Another hit thrown there by McJimsey. McJimsey being a physical force out there on the ice, just knocking ASU players down on their feet. Now LeClaire with the check this time.
LeClaire is one of the more aggressive guys on the Sun Devil team.
And a huge hit there thrown by Liam Hughes, a body you don't want to mess with. It is getting a little more physical on the ice as we get to the latter stage of this first period. 2.5 remaining. Up ice we go. Ryan McNeely to the legs of his defender. And he's shoved down. We'll get a penalty. Could this be a penalty shot? It will not be a penalty shot. Arizona State will go on the power play as Sean Gibbons is heading to the box. 2:17 left in this period. 2 minutes on this power play. That was borderline penalty shot there for ASU.
Yeah, we're really seeing this ASU team step it up as far as aggressiveness goes out here, and especially when you're playing Utah State. I mean, they really got to step it up as far as that goes.
That was a physical shift out there on the ice, which ended in a Utah State penalty. Arizona State couldn't capitalize on their first power play. We'll see what they can do here. But right off the bat, Riley Orr for Utah State clears it down the zone. Jacob Weissman. Up to Austin Ehrlich. Ehrlich flips it to Kuda down low. Kuda stops and sends it to Ryan Francis at the point. Francis can't get a handle on it immediately, who gives it to Kuda, back over to Weissman across ice. Weissman over to the center, fires a wrist shot, looking for a stick up front. Brady Morgan can't get a tip on it, and Willenborg snags it out of the air. Minute 44 now remaining in this period, a minute 27 on the penalty. Face-off won cleanly by Arizona State over to Ryan Francis, who gives it off to Kuda. Kuda all the way across to Weissman. Weissman back to his middle, his favorite spot to look for traffic in front. Instead decides to give it over to Francis, who gives it right back to Weissman. Weissman one-time pass to Kuda. Back to Francis. Francis with a shot. Blocked in front and cleared out of zone. Now Francis in a race. Ian Beckstrom trips, and Francis is able to cleanly recover that puck.
That was a great opportunity for Beckstrom. If he didn't fall on that, we could have seen a bad situation for the Sun Devils.
A costly blown tire there by Ian Beckstrom as Arizona State controls in the Utah State zone. John Randall in front. Backhand. Good positioning that Willenborg, leaving no space in front. Weissman looking for the one-time. Fakes it. Instead he gives it off to McNeely. McNeely decides to take the one-time, and it's again blocked aside. Now he gets it again. McNeely coming in, looking for a top shelf opportunity. And again, the body of Willenborg in perfect position to make another save. Utah State again able to clear the zone. Some prime opportunities there. Arizona State could not capitalize. 40 seconds left in the period. 20 in the penalty. Over to Havrilyak. 2-on-2 here. Havrilyak skates in. Tries a deke, but instead is tipped away by Julian Herrera, but Herrera can't clear the zone. Liam Hughes now with a wrist shot. Blocked down in front. Utah State clears once again as the penalty is expiring. Sean Gibbons out of the box. 15 seconds left in the period. One last rush here for the Sun Devils. Jace Davis taking it himself, coast to coast. Davis fires a shot, but it is blown dead as an offsides was called once again. Two power play opportunities there by the Sun Devils. Two great penalty kills by the Utah State Aggies. Face off just outside the Utah State zone. Face-off one. Chase Davis. Davis's pass over to Brady Morgan. Morgan fires it behind the net. Still time. Ryan McNeely alone. And as the period expires, we might see a late penalty here. Brady Morgan came crashing into Austin Willenborg on that last play. We await to see if there's a goalie interference call. But nonetheless, a fantastic period by both teams as Utah State came out re-energized in this game. We have a 0-0 score. Megan, what do you see that impress you from the Aggies this time?
I think their goalie's doing a great job in the net, and offensively, they're much more aggressive tonight than they were last night, so I think that's going to help them keep this game much closer than it was last night.
And maybe they're possibly carrying the momentum after they made a goalie change last game. Austin Willenborg did not allow any goals last night, and he's carrying that momentum into this game. But for now, a scoreless first period. We'll see what happens, but let's go to break, and right after that, the intermission report.
Sports Live hits the airwaves. You're gonna want to see this.
Welcome to WCSN's coverage of ASU men's basketball. Alongside Christina Vicario, I'm Zach Pockliv. Herb Sendek was talking about his team at the Maroon and Gold Open practice this past weekend, was saying the biggest change is going to be the fact that they don't have Jordan Paczynski, that 7'2" center protecting the rim. What do they miss with that big man there?
That is a huge void for the Sun Devils. Paczynski came up with so many great last-second blocks. We saw that in the Marquette game, in the Arizona game. And those blocks not only won the game for the team, it also riled up the team throughout the game. He was that force that would always get players going and keep players' heads in the game. He was so great at boxing out with that wingspan that was almost wider than his height. So the Sun Devils are definitely missing a big presence with him this year.
And very much earned that Blockchinski nickname.
Yes.
I mean, it was a lot of clutch blocks late in the games, like you said. And now with this crew, I mean, they have transfers. They have Willie Atwood. They have Eric Jacobson, who put on some muscle, that returner. And then they also have Connor McDougall as well. What do we expect from these Sun Devil posts?
Yeah, see, along with Baczynski's great athletic prowess in so many different areas, there were some things that he lacked. And maybe some of the guys that we fill in, that the Sun Devils fill in this year, can fill those things that Baczynski couldn't do, such as his speed. He was a great, big, tall guy, but he didn't have the greatest speed. So I would say that that's something that the players definitely could do, as well as his shot. Sometimes he couldn't find the basket, visualize the basket before he got his shot off. That was something that he's criticized for over and over again. And these guys are known to be able to guard right around the post, and I think that's definitely something that they can improve on, where maybe they don't have Baczynski anymore, but these are things they can bring to the team.
And the team as a whole is telling us that they really want to play up-tempo, and they're like a really quick group this year. And so of those new posts, of the returning posts, who are the people that, or what's the one player that you're going to watch for this year?
Well, obviously, Eric Jacobson, he trained behind Baczynski last year. He'll probably get the projected start at center. Behind him this year is Connor McDougall. He is a product out of Corona del Sol, a local high school, and he has been coming along great. I got the pleasure of talking to him the other day, and he is just ready. He's focused. He's ready to build off of everything he's learning from Jacobson. And overall, I think he also played in football, so he has that big athletic, physical presence that he can bring to the team, and he can also be a very big asset to guarding that post.
Yeah, and you wrote a very nice feature for him on CronkiteSports.com, and Jacobson was also complimenting Connor McDougall on how physical and strong he is just as a freshman. But there's a lot of questions about this Sun Devil team, and we slowly try to figure it out. But that does it here for us tonight. For Christina Vicario, I'm Zach Pocklip. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to WCSN's ASU hockey segment. I'm Zuriel Loving here with hockey analyst Troy Lynch. Troy, this weekend we saw the return of defenseman Jordan Young to the ice. How did you think he played against Arizona?
Honestly, he wasn't that impressive. He didn't do anything special. He didn't put up any goals or any assists. So he's still a little bit rusty because he hasn't been playing since March. But he's definitely getting the rust off. Coach Greg Powers said he's probably not going to be back till normal until next week against Liberty. But, he's getting back into the swing of things. Last season, he had 5 goals and 11 assists, mainly composed on the power play. So we have that to look forward to once Jordan Young is at 100%.
And then Coach Powers has called himself a mad scientist when he mixes up and matches up the lines. What has been your favorite line matchup so far?
My favorite line matchup is definitely Chris Burkemper, Mike Cummings, and Tommy Cooney. Those 3 guys have the most chemistry out of any line on the Sun Devil team. And then they just keep on putting big numbers every single weekend, very consistently too. And that's exactly what Coach Powers is looking for. And that's what Coach Powers is going to do. He's not going to change up the lines this weekend, even though usually every week he does. So he likes what he saw against U of A last week, and hopefully he likes what he sees this week against Oklahoma and Central Oklahoma.
I definitely agree with you. I would say that Chris Burkemper and Tommy Cooney are the dynamic duo. They just have great chemistry and are the top producers of their line. Looking forward against UCO and U of O, what do you think the Sun Devils will do this weekend?
Well, I think that the Sun Devils are going to be handed their first loss this weekend. I think they're going to go 2-1. And so they play on Thursday, Central Oklahoma. In Central Oklahoma, they're extremely physical, and what Coach Greg Powers has said is that they're the hardest working team in the league, which could cause some trouble. Sun Devils haven't really been challenged, and then they're going to play physical like every other team normally does. But this team is still undefeated, and they're going to give ASU a run for their money. But I still think that ASU is going to pull out the victory. But then the next day, that's when I'm worried. That's when I think that ASU will lose to Oklahoma, which is ranked number 3rd in the nation right now, because they are just as skilled as the Sun Devils. The only thing that's kind of in their way is that they lost their last season's goalie, Nick Holmes, and they had to replace him. The new goalie's playing pretty well, but, it's ASU, number 1 team in the nation, so I definitely think it's going to be a challenge for him. But I do think that ASU is going to be tired on Saturday, and I do think that they're going to lose at least once, but 2-1 overall this weekend.
I agree that they're going to go 2-1, but I believe that they will lose to UCO, who is undefeated, and they beat some pretty good teams in Lindenwood and in Iowa State. They also have Rylan Dooley, who is a great power play player. He has scored at least 3, I think, power play goals, and the Sun Devils have been struggling on their penalty kill units. So looking forward, I think that might be a tough road test going ahead. For WCSN, I'm Zuriel Loving with hockey analyst Troy Lynch. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back to Oceanside Ice Arena, where we are in a scoreless game between the Utah State Aggies and the Arizona State Sun Devils alongside Gerardo Baltiera. I'm Noah Friedman. Gerardo, this game has been very, very physical. Of course, there were no penalty minutes last night until 11 minutes left to go in the second period. Now, everyone's slashing at each other. How has this game really shaped up?
I was actually surprised by the intensity of today's game. It's turning out to be a great game by the first period. It's been a defensive game. ASU had a power play, couldn't capitalize. Utah State had a power play, couldn't capitalize. So it's been defensive tonight.
Now both goalies have been pitching shutouts. So what do the defenses need to do to work on keeping the shutout intact?
The defense needs to do what they're doing. They're protecting the puck. They're hitting it out of there. The defense is doing great. Offense needs to step up, make some passes, and take some shots.
Now, second period coming up. What are your expectations going in?
Intensity's still going to be up there. I see more shots taken. A couple goals, ASU, Utah State, still not sure, but it's going to be a great second period.
You can hear Gerardo on the PA announcements tonight since Tyler Paley isn't available. We'll send it back to Megan Plain and Cole Feinblum right after this commercial break. That means keep going.
Oldest and best journalism students in the country. At the Cronkite School, well, there's not much more you could ask for. Yet one thing has been missing. Until now. Months of preparation have a group of students on the brink of something big. They're taking sports and they're doing them in a way that haven't been done here before. Live. Cronkite Sports Live hits the airwaves. You're gonna want to see this.
Welcome into WCSN's coverage of the men's basketball team. For Zane Hope and I'm Jake Aiden. We'll be tuning in here for all your ASU men's basketball coverage. Now, Zane, the season's young and there's many controversies happening with this ASU basketball team, especially with the departure of point guard Jahi Carson. What does that mean for the Sun Devils this year?
Well, you know, anytime you have an all Pac-12 performer leaving the team, it's obviously going to leave a big hole. And so two guys we're looking at here are freshman Trey Holder. He's out of Los Angeles. He's a heavily recruited prospect. And then you got Chance Murray, who's been in the system for a year, backed up Jahi Carson last year, but didn't see the floor too often because Jahi played a good chunk of minutes.
Now, you're replacing one of the star players on this ASU basketball team from last year. Now, this year, what's the difference between Trey and Chance and their different playing styles for this ASU basketball team?
Well, you know, Coach Sendek said it best when he said that Trey was really the only natural point guard on this roster. He played it his whole life, and that's what he was recruited as. Then there's Chance Murray, who's really more of a combo guard, and he's kind of being pressured into filling some point guard minutes. So, you know, it kind of depends on what you want. Do you want more experience, or do you want a natural point guard? It's just Coach Sendek's preference.
Now, Chance Murray did see some more time last year, especially backing up Jahi during regular season games. Trey's a freshman guy, but has been getting first-team reps. Who would you say has more of an edge for the Sun Devil team?
Well, if we're talking about the open practice last week, Trey Holder got a lot of the first-team reps, and I don't know if that's just because Coach Sendek likes his natural ability or if it's just he's trying out new things, which is what he's doing with the whole roster. So it's kind of hard to tell right now.
Well, there you have a lot of controversies going into the Maroon and Gold scrimmage November 7th at Wells Fargo Arena. For Zane Hope and I'm Jake Aiden. That's all we got for the WCSN coverage of men's basketball.
Welcome to WCSN's coverage of Arizona State Division II hockey. Alongside Noah Freeman, I'm Megan Plain. Now, this weekend, Arizona headed back east to Ohio to take on 3 opponents and walked away with 2 wins, 1 loss, putting them at a 5-1 overall record. Now, one of the teams they played, Lindenwood, they had 30 shots on goal. Lindenwood had 19 shots on goal. Now, a lot so far throughout this season. Their shots on goal has been higher than each of their opponents. Now, what can you tell me about their offense and how that has kind of played a role so far this season?
Well, even though Arizona State lost to Lindenwood by 1 goal, I don't see the offense as being a situation that they have to deal with that's a concern because, of course, they scored 21 goals to open up the season against College of Canyons. I see the defense being a problem, and I see goaltending maybe being a problem. David Amon's been doing pretty well, but he gave up that last-minute goal to Lindenwood, so maybe Ryan Seltenreich might get some reps. So I think that Arizona State's offense is going to be chugging along, and I don't see any concerns with that offense.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you look at the stat sheet, 3 guys really stand out to me. Those guys are Morgan, McNeely, and Ehrlich. So what can you tell me about their performance so far throughout this season?
Well, Brady Morgan is the only player right now on ASU's D2 hockey team that's leading him and having 2 points so far, and Austin Ehrlich has 1 point per game so far, and Ryan McNeely is averaging close to 1 point per game. So with this 3-headed monster, they might be getting some awards at the end of the season, and ASU's record might reflect on how these 3 guys play.
All right, now looking ahead to this weekend, Arizona State is going to take on Utah State home. Now, Utah State is a team that has a 2-4 record so far. Now, it seems to be that this game will be in the Sun Devils' favor. So what do you see looking forward to this weekend? Do you see a sweep?
Absolutely, I see a sweep. We'll have to be positive in some way. Even though they're 2-4 overall, they're also 1-4 on the road. So even though they're used to playing on the road, they're also used to losing on the road. So with the Sun Devils coming back from a 2-1 positive road trip, coming back to the comfy confines of Oceanside Ice Arena, I see nothing more than a 2-game sweep and a 7-1 overall record when it's all said and done.
All right, now you can catch those 2 games live this weekend on Friday and Saturday at cronkitesports.com. For Noah Friedman, I'm Megan Plain. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Oceanside Ice Arena. Second period action coming right at you. A physical first period of play. Expect more physicality to come. Some big penalties early on. No one could capitalize on their power play opportunities. What do you expect to see coming this period?
I think that the Sun Devils really need to step it up on offense. They need to get more shots on goal. They're a team that in most games, they start off with a couple goals in that first period. Tonight, they have none. I mean, it remains none for each team. So that kind of poses a problem for them. I think they're used to getting ahead early, which is something they haven't done tonight.
Well, we will see how it plays out. When you hear Jason Derulo on the speaker system, you know it's time to play some hockey. Face-off is won by Arizona State right off the bat, but a turnover potentially controlled by Cooper Lim. The bodies are hitting the ice down low as Aggies try opportunity, cross-ice pass, can't convert. Ryan McNeely flying into the zone, he dumps it behind the net. Justin Vriliak centering pass off the side of the net, goes to Jacob Weissman. Weissman wrist shot blocked by the stick of Chris Videtto. Behind the net, the Aggies dump it. Jacob Weissman, the first man there, gives it off to Vriliak, who dumps it out of the zone. Quickly up ice to Vriliak. 3-on-1 opportunity. Vriliak fires a shot right into the stomach of Austin Willenborg.
Willenborg's doing a great job tonight in front of the net. I mean, he stopped everything that's come his way so far.
Willenborg has proved to be the difference maker so far as Utah State, as last night Keegan McHenry let in 5. Willenborg didn't let in anything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so far he hasn't let in one this just yet. Right off the bat, puck's flipped out of play into the netting.
Yeah, after last night's performance, he definitely proved that he should be the one starting in front of the net tonight against the Sun Devils.
The coaches were obviously impressed. Face off in the Utah State zone, won by ASU. Quick shot off the bat. It's loose in the slot. Controlled by Brady Morgan. Quick shot. Second chance opportunity. Rebound loose, and it goes, and it trickles just wide of the net. One-time opportunity. Tim Conzer, and he whiffs on it. Another great opportunity there. And it was trickled just wide of the right post.
Yeah, we've seen the Sun Devils give up a numerous amount of opportunities tonight that should have put them on the board a couple different times so far.
We had a whistle blown on the play, and the faceoff will come outside of the Utah State zone. Excuse me. The puck goes all the way back and behind the goal line of ASU. Puck's flipped in. We'll get an icing call here. The first icing we've seen, I believe, all game, as Utah State will take a faceoff in the ASU zone.
Yeah, there were definitely more icing calls last night than we've seen so far tonight.
A battle for the puck, and it goes right to Liam Hughes, who sends it across to his defensive mate. But an interception here. Quick backhand on net, shuffled aside by Al Taylor. Nothing doing here. Now players are pinned up along the boards, and the puck slips just out of reach, and Tim Conjure is able to clear the zone. He gives it off to Kuda, who goes right to Ryan Francis. Up ice they go. Lane Stiers for Utah State grabs it across the red line, and he sends it aside where Al Taylor blocks it to the corner. Utah State controls the puck, and they are able, second chance, to clear it out of the zone. Wesley Starr pushes a man along the boards in order to get the puck, and Arizona State succeeds, and they get the puck right to Jordan LeClaire. A bank pass perfectly to Jace Davis. Davis carries it across the blue line, and he loses control, and it goes right to Nathan Cook. Cook's pass intercepted by John Randall. A turnover here as it goes Ian Beckstrom up ice for Utah State. Beckstrom drops it off. Backhand shot goes just wide by Sam Goings. Back to Goings though. Centering pass again deflected wide. Now Andrew Hefter with some time in his own zone. And he gives it off to John Randall. Randall takes the puck and tries to dump it, and instead it's blocked down in front. Hefter gets it, and he succeeds in what Randall could not do previously. Once again, the puck goes behind the cage, where Utah State is forced to retrieve and face the pressure that Arizona State's putting on their forecheck. Cooper Lim now up ice along the right side boards. Tries to deke around one defender, but some great defense by Preston Ames shoves him off the puck, and ASU is able to clear once again. Some nifty stick handling there as Preston Ames is able to carry it up and give it off. Steven Castelli. Selly's shot. Rebound loose. Still loose there in the open spot. Castelli gets his own shot. Puck's high above. Now it's bouncing on the ice. Parker Fultz now regaining composure here as the pass back to Preston Ames slips right underneath the tape, and it goes out of the zone. Puck's down now. Centering pass by Utah State. Doesn't find anything. Goes straight to Sean Gibbons. Gibbons in the slot. Shot blocked in front. It was blocked by his own player, Brandon Blauer. Pass it right across the face of the net there. It escapes from anybody's stick. And now Arizona State controls. Parker Fultz up ice. There is an icing called on the play as Daniel Gowans tipped it behind the red line. And the faceoff will be back in the Arizona State zone. Face-off won by Utah State, and it goes right to Gary Higgs. Higgs quickly sends it back, but Jacob Weissman grabs it. Weissman tries to clear it, and he does so. Right to Steven Casaselli. Selly dumps it right on net and looks to make a change after that icing call. They needed to get off the ice. Austin Ehrlich now. Ehrlich spins and gets it over to Ryan McNeely. McNeely over to Havrilak. Havrilak fires a wrist shot, and it goes right over the net. Liam Hughes now. Hughes banks it off the boards, and it rings around right behind Austin Willenborg's house. Loose puck in the neutral zone, controlled by the captain. Justin Havrilak crosses the blue line by himself, and he drops off for Ehrlich. Ehrlich fires a wrist shot, and it goes wide. Rebound goes to McNeely behind that. Centering pass! McNeely centering pass to Ehrlich. He got a shot on. Too close to the net. Was unable to convert. Now Ryan McNeely over to Havrilak. Havrilak looking to get it Ehrlich across. Instead, he fires it right on net. Austin Willenborg, expecting that pass, was able to control it and clear it down the ice. Icing call here on Utah State. Face-off back in the Aggie territory. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the second period of play. Face-off is won by Utah State, and it goes to Gary Higgs, who banks it out of the zone. Right to Liam Hughes, who flips it right back to where it was. Up ice pass over to Josh Kirkvillette, who flicks it down in the zone, where Al Taylor is forced to retrieve it and cover it up, where a face-off will occur right in front of him. Face-off between Ryan Francis and Lane Stiers. We will see who wins this. It's been pretty even so far. And the face-off just trickles outside of the blue line. So far, we have not seen the dominance that ASU portrayed in the face-off circle just yet last night, that they have not been able to convert many times this game, as a turnover right now. But right back to Brady Morgan. Puck is still loose in the neutral zone, controlled by Lane Stiers. Stiers gives it off to Julian Herrera. Herrera back to Drew Decker, who fires it into ASU zone. Now back out they go. Jason Kuda tips it ahead to himself. Breakaway opportunity. Wrist shot. Bottom right. Converts. Jason Kuda. 1-0 Arizona State. That play was made possible due to the clever stick handling of Jason Kuda. He didn't have space on that right side, and he saw the defender coming across him. He tipped it to the opposite side the defender was coming. Could not control his momentum. Kuda breakaway opportunity, and he put it home. Bottom right corner. Willenborg let in some space. Kuda saw it, and he made things happen. 1-0, 13:21 left to play in the second period.
ASU's getting on the board much later than they're used to, but I mean, nonetheless, they're the first one to put a goal up there.
A goal is a goal, and ASU will take it any way they can get. 1-0 right now. See if they can hold that lead. Some indecisiveness as to who will take the face-off as Jordan LeClaire decides to do it for the Sun Devils, and he cannot win it. But some feisty battling in behind the corner as LeClaire wins it back for his team. Goes back to the point. Preston Ames. Ames fires a wrist shot with traffic in front, and it's deflected high above the crossbar. Wesley Starr now. Starr looking for a centering pass. He gets it right in front. A loose puck, but there's no white jerseys there to put it in the twine. Jacob Weisman holds it in and fires it back down below the net. Wesley Starr. Starr again fires one on net. This time it's blocked down. Austin Willenborg on the ground. The puck isn't covered up, but the refs blow the whistle. Austin Willenborg in a position you don't want to be in as a goalie. Lucky for him, puck was in reach. He was able to get a glove on top of it.
Yeah, he got lucky there with that deflection going behind the net and the fact that there were no white jerseys around that open puck, because that could have put up another ASU goal quickly within the first one that they scored.
2 quick goals is able to quickly kill the momentum of another team. That's not what Utah State wants to happen, and lucky for them, Willenborg was able to recover. Another faceoff won by Utah State. The tides have turned in the faceoff circle this game. Puck dumped in right off the stick of Al Taylor and shuffled aside to the right side. Along the boards it goes. Now back out to the red line where Utah State covers. And they will dump it into the ASU zone. Zach Inzer facing some pressure from Kristen Westlake as Cooper Lim now controls the Aggies. Lim tries a shot, but Al Taylor holds strong on his corner of the net. Around the net over to Christian Westlake in the high slot. Westlake fires a shot intentionally wide, looking for just the bank off the boards. Westlake fires one, a dangerous pass across the face of the net. Lucky for ASU, there was not a blue jersey in sight. Ring around the boards it goes. Parker Fultz there for the Sun Devils. Held in by Liam Pewson. He goes right back, but it's cleared out. We're a race for the icing. Austin Ehrlich in a battle. Lucky for him, he puts the wheels on and he gets there in time. .11:44 to go in this second period. Arizona State leading off that goal. 1-0. Jace Davis now with a slap shot from the point. It's blocked down in front by Chris Vedetto. McNeely centering pass to Ehrlich. It's still loose. It's on the skate. It finally goes back to McNeely. McNeely fires a wrist shot through traffic. It's blocked in front and it goes right to Cooper Lim. Another icing called here on Utah State. Face-off back down in the Aggie zone once again. Seeing a little bit more sloppy play so far in this period than we did in the first period. This time Arizona State wins the face-off, but Cooper Lim's there to kick it out right to his teammate. His line mate Julian Herrera now down below the boards. Herrera tries a centering pass, but it's intercepted by Austin Ehrlich. Ehrlich up to McNeely. Arizona State looks to quickly counter. McNeely with some wheels enters the zone, but his little stutter step sent Justin Heriliak on the right side, offsides, and a face-off outside the Utah State zone.
So far in this period, we're seeing ASU put more shots on goal than they have in the first period.
We haven't seen many clean face-offs as this one scurries to the far boards where Arizona State will eventually control it and go back in their own zone where it's almost turned over. But now Brady Morgan up ice. Morgan along the right side. Carries it down below the net looking for an end around. Passes it to Kuda. Kuda can't get a control on it and it goes out of the zone where Jacob Weisman will rocket it right back in. Preston Ames into the zone now for ASU. Ames with a hard slap shot. That puck got high, and that got into under the visor of Josh Kirkvliet, and he is injured as that puck got high up on him. That might have gotten him in the face. That cage is protective, but that can't protect where that puck just went. We hope that he's all right after that play, as that's a dangerous play, as that puck can seriously injure. Jason Kuda for ASU dumps it and then just looks for a change as 5 new come on for ASU. Utah State can't capitalize on the sloppy line change as Julian Herrera is just forced to dump it behind the net. Utah State controls. They've got an open man in the high slot. Wrist shot goes wide. That shot by Lane Stires could not find the net. Now another centering opportunity. This time ASU controls and the counter is on. Wesley Starr instead decides to backhand flip it down into the zone. Starr with the puck on his skate. On his stick, excuse me. Loose puck in the crease. Willenborg sees it late, and he dives on top of it as we get some extracurricular activity down in front of Willenborg. Refs get there quickly and break anything up before anything happened.
That's the kind of aggressiveness we were looking to see tonight. I mean, both these teams are coming out here trying to win. Utah State looking to bounce back from yesterday night's loss.
We have coincidental minors after that pushing and shoving match down low. And we will get some 4-on-4 play here for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, Willenborg's getting a lot of pressure on his net right now, but he's doing a great job at stopping everything that comes his way.
Willenborg has been up to the challenge so far tonight, as he was last night. A turnover goes right to Sam Goings. Goings across looking for Beckstrom, and it goes off his skate right to Vriliak, who sends it up to Daniel Gowans. Gowans now looking to penetrate. Gets a wrist shot quickly, and it's blocked aside. Sean Gibbons just fires a wrist shot outside of the blue line on target. Not looking for a goal, just looking to dump it into the zone as Arizona State clears it, and it goes right back where Gibbons will get it once again and employ the same tactic, but this time sending it across where Sam Goings will do that job. Two-on-two rush. Justin Vriliak's got Gowans on his left. Vriliak instead tries the slap shot. Blocker to side, but held in by Andrew Hefter. Hefter swings it around, but there's only blue jerseys there as Sean Gibbons will control. Gary Higgs up ice to Cooper Lim. Lim glides across center ice and into the blues and into the line, the ASU zone across the blue line. Lim again. The main contributor for this Utah State offense. It was a big loss to them last night. Clearly shows how he's making an impact tonight on their play. Ryan McNeely with some speed into the zone. McNeely over to Davis, who loses control, but it goes to McNeely, who sends it to Davis. Davis with some open ice, fires a slap shot, deflected down by Austin Ehrlich, right through the 5-hole of Austin Willenborg, and another Sun Devil goal. Some great hand-eye coordination there by Austin Ehrlich, who deflected that, tipped in, 2-0 Arizona State. Jace Davis saw that all the way. He saw his man coming across the base and net, timed it perfectly, sent a high slap shot. Willenborg was looking for that up top. Ehrlich deflected it down. Willenborg, no time to react. Goal goes to the Sun Devils. Jason Kuda, starting pass. Morgan's got space in front, and it goes right into the body of Willenborg, but Arizona State still controls. Brady Morgan. Now Jason Kuda. Kuda back over to Morgan. Morgan sends it up top to Jacob Weissman. Weissman over to Morgan. Morgan flips it back around the net. Jason Kuda takes a hack at it and sends it behind the net. Preston Ames pinching in to hold it in the zone. He does so. Goes right back to John Randall, who fights for it. Finally, the Aggies are able to clear the zone as Drew Decker carries it all the way across the blue line by himself. Tipped away. Brady Morgan once again up to John Randall. Randall over to Morgan. Morgan, wrist shot! And a flash of leather there by Austin Willenborg. Some nifty goaltending as he keeps the game at 2-0.
Yeah, like you said, the faceoffs tonight not as clean as we've been seeing from these Sun Devils. I mean, they're the team that's usually more dominant. Tonight, it's definitely more equal between the two teams.
And that may be partly we haven't seen Justin Verlack take too many face-offs, as last night he was the dominant performer in the circle. Now Utah State looks to exit the zone as a backhand pass slips by Arizona State, and Utah State's able to clear as Tim Conjur's forced to just dump it right back. Up ice to Josh Kirkliet. Kirkliet dumps it down into the zone. Tim Contra, the only white jersey there, he's able to get there first. But a turnover. Look out! Blauer gets knocked down in front. We'll get a penalty here called. Arizona State touches up on this play. Now Utah State will look to go on the power play to make this deficit a one-goal game. And once again, Jordan LeClaire in the penalty box. The leading minutes for the ASU team. Once again, he's back in a familiar territory.
Yeah, if we were to expect anyone to be in that penalty box, it's definitely LeClaire. I mean, he's got the majority of the minutes as far as the Sun Devil team goes.
But even if you compare it to that, LeClaire's 12 minutes is nothing compared to the 5 Utah State players who have over 20 penalty minutes. A great statistic that I'm sure the coach of Utah State is not happy with.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, within this two-game series, they've been pretty good. They haven't landed themselves in the box as much as you would think by looking at their stats.
Right, Utah State has stayed somewhat disciplined thus far, as Arizona State, once again, clears it right on target, where Willenborg will then stick on the ice and wait for Sean Gibbons to control the puck for him. Cooper Lim, one of the faster skaters on the ice. He's with beautiful strides. Stops on the dime at the blue line. He's got space in front of him. Lim drops it off for Riley Orr. Orr back to Lim. Lim fires a wrist shot. Gloved away by Al Taylor. A great save there in net. But an end-around opportunity. It's behind Taylor. The puck is in the net. There's some pushing and shoving now in front of Al Taylor. It looked like Taylor had controlled it as it slipped underneath him. Sticks on the ice for Utah State as they were able to shove the puck into the net. Power play goal, 2-1 Arizona State. The deficit has been decreased by 1.
We're seeing some anger from Taylor down there. He's not happy with what just happened.
Taylor's not happy with that play as he thought he had controlled the puck originally. The refs did not blow the play dead, and Utah State kept taking a hack at the puck. And finally, it entered the goal.
We're seeing some arguing down there with the coach.
Coach LeClaire of ASU is not happy with that call. He believed Al Taylor had covered up the puck and it was not loose. The ref saw it otherwise. Nonetheless, 2-1 ASU.
And we saw some angry fans there behind the net. They didn't like what they saw. They thought he had it covered and it should have been a dead play, but a lot of unhappiness with what just happened.
It's not the NHL. You cannot review this play, so the score will stay as it stands. Jason Kuda now looking to answer right back. Kuda in on net. Shots blocked away. That goal was credited to Chris Fidetto, the second leading point getter for the Utah State Aggies. So we've got a one-goal game on our hands, a much tighter game than what was expected after last night's game. Jason Kuda down the right wing. Kuda all the way around, taking himself, finds Brady Morgan alone. Morgan can't get a stick on that pass, and unfortunately for him, he can't convert on that wide open opportunity in the perfect spot in the slot. Still battling on the boards. Finally, the ref deems it appropriate to blow the whistle, and it will get a dead play. Just under 4 minutes now left in this second period.
Yeah, I don't know if the traveling had an effect on the first game, but they're definitely coming out here much stronger tonight, the Aggies. So it's making for a much tighter game tonight.
Looks like Utah State will be going on the power play once again here. Brady Morgan in the box. We wait for the call. But this could be costly for the Sun Devils, as with under 4 minutes left to play, Utah State has a chance to tie this game back up. Earlier on, we were talking about the discipline of Utah State. It seems that Arizona State is lacking in that category tonight, something they're not used to. Still battling for that face-off puck. It's controlled by John Randall, and he flips it out of the zone, where Austin Willenborg will come out to grab the puck and dump it behind his own net, where Sean Gibbons will retrieve. Utah State wants a goalie interference penalty. There was no interference there. It was the stick of his own player, Sean Gibbons, who got underneath the skates of Willenborg. Cross-ice pass, open ice in front of Cooper Lim. Lim decides not to take that shot and instead dump it down. Back up to Lim at the point. He holds it in on a bouncing puck. Wraps it around the net. Out of reach for Backstrom, but Orr's there to grab it. Over to Beckstrom. Pass intercepted by John Randall, and he'll carry it out of the zone. Again, clearing it out of danger and killing off time on this penalty. Riley Orr with some speed. Goes coast to coast himself. Doesn't want to pass. Now stops on a dime and looks to set up the power play as he entered the zone with ease. Orr over to Beckstrom. Beckstrom skating. Passes it through the legs to Gibbons. Gibbons fires a wrist shot looking for a deflection in front. Instead, it deflects wide of the net. Back up to Orr. Orr drops it off. A bouncing wrist shot that caught the stick of Hughes on its way to Taylor is covered up. Another stoppage play. Just under 40 seconds left to go on this penalty kill for ASU until Brady Morgan gets out of the box.
Yeah, they really need to kill this penalty, or else the Aggies are going to have momentum going into that third period, tying up the game in the second.
Face-off won by Utah State as Lane Stiers tries the shot. Rebounds loose. Jacob Weissman tries to slip it out, and it goes off the body of his own player, Austin Ehrlich, and stays in the zone. A nifty deke there. Brandon Blauer behind the net. Blauer all the way around to the other side. Excuse me, that's Morgan McJimsey, number 16. Jacob Weissman's able to block it down in front and clear it himself. 2 minutes to go in the period, and the penalty is about to expire with 5 to go. Butler is up and ready to go. The box is open. Butler's out of the sin bin, has a huge hip check along the boards, thrown there by Jacob Weissman. Morgan McJimsey, a taste of his own medicine as he's the one used to throwing those checks, not getting leveled. Weissman handed it to him. Here comes McJimsey on a net, denied by Liam Hughes. Two huge bodies on the ice, probably the two biggest players on the team. Austin Ehrlich sends the player on his back. Falling down, is able to get it over to Jason Kuda. Kuda's got Morgan on his right side. He decides to take a wrist shot. Mark Tromboli gets a stick on the ice and deflects it wide. And Morgan, sliding in on net, knocks the goal off of its pegs. A minute and 15 seconds left to go in the second period.
Yeah, we've seen a great effort by Hughes tonight. He's put his body in the way multiple times to make sure they don't score a goal.
Face-off won and controlled by Ryan McNeely. McNeely tries a wrist shot, deflected wide. Now quickly up ice. Sean Gibbons carries it out of the zone himself, and he sends it up. Icing will not be called as Utah State gets that puck first. Cooper Lim, the fastest skater on the team, was able to beat down Jace Davis. Under a minute left to play here in the second period. 2-1 Arizona State. Justin Havriliak now gets around one defender. Fires a wrist shot, almost deflected in. A diving Ryan McNeely could not get control of it, and it was deflected high over the net. Ref blows his whistle. The puck was played with a high stick, and we will get a stoppage of play. 38 seconds to go. Wesley Starr now up the right side. Starr fires a wrist shot and it's blocked down. Joseph Chase was the one who blocked that. Now a battle for the puck as the time's running out. Ryan Francis, slap shot! Wide of the net. All the way around to Chase Davis. Davis turns it over. Now Julian Herrera, one-on-one opportunity. Weissman back. Shot is gloved out of midair. Give that man a golden glove. Al Taylor with the brilliant save in net. A great save there, denying the tie game with only 8 seconds to go in that period. A huge momentum changer, as if that goal went in, that would have been trouble for ASU, as Utah State would have carried the momentum heading into that final period of play. Liam Hughes wins the faceoff, but he can't clear it out of the zone. Time running out. The buzzer will sound, and that is the end of the second period. We saw a dominant performance by Utah State, as so far they're controlling the tempo of this game. Arizona State, we talked about last night to see if they'd play down to Utah State's level. It seems that Utah State's playing up to Arizona State's level. They're not giving in to anything. Arizona State's the one taking the cheap penalties. Megan, what do you think Arizona State needs to do to take control of this game back?
I mean, the power plays, they didn't help them at all in that period. I mean, that gave them one of their goals. So, I mean, they need to make sure they limit those power plays so that they don't have, you know, one man away and off the ice while the other team has one man ahead of them. I think they really need to make sure they keep things even so that they can get the puck in the Aggie zone and try and score more goals.
Well, the game is still a one-goal game, but the momentum carried into the third period appears to still be with the Utah State Aggies. You can credit that to the goaltender play of Austin Willenborg, but the goalie play on both sides of the ice is pretty amazing. How impressed are you with the goalie play?
I mean, Taylor did a great job at the end of that period at keeping the lead for his team. I mean, if he would have given up that goal to the Aggies, they would have gone into the third with a tie game instead of the ASU lead, which could have changed the momentum immensely. So, I mean, great job by him. And then, of course, the Aggies goalie, he's done a great job, only keeping them to 2 goals throughout the game. So I think they both have done a fantastic job tonight.
Well, you have to be impressed with the play of both goaltenders. The play of both teams impressive. It's a one-goal game heading into the third. We'll see how it all plays out after mid-intermission, and we'll get the report coming up in a few minutes. But right now, we're going to go to break, and we'll be back with intermission reports.
I love this team. I think it's a team that's going to be easy to cheer for, a team we can all be proud of. They play hard, they play together. They're very coachable, they have terrific motors. Love their energy level. It's always a work in progress. You know, you're a group of individuals challenged with becoming a team, and you know, we work on that every day. They are fun-loving guys. I mean, we just have a great time together. They're easy to smile, they're quick to laugh, they love basketball, they're gym rats. I think as a group, they're a very athletic, quick group of players as well.
It was really good. You know, the JUCO guys are working hard. The returners are working hard as well. You know, we're just getting down to offense and defense, and we're a lot far more advanced, I feel like, than I thought we would be initially. Definitely. Coming from JUCO, you got a chip on your shoulder, to learn the offense and defense, to be more advanced than everybody else. And these guys, they seem comfortable, so I'm really liking our chances this year.
Very challenging mentally and physically. First couple practices is a little challenging in the body, but now it's more of a mental stride because you've been through it. So just the encouragement from my teammates really helped me. I think I'm really familiar with my teammates' tendencies right now. We have a lot of good shooters. I think just me pushing the ball and telling my teammates to get out and run and just distribute the ball to them, that's one thing I need to learn to do more, but we'll get there.
You like the quick offense?
Yes, I like it a lot.
I felt good. Felt like I got out there. Felt like I rebounded good, scored the ball well for my teammates, some good passes, and helped my maroon team to a victory. So, it was good out there, and I felt that we coming along great day by day. New guys feel good, Now we're really rapping with each other. So now we playing like we're one sound and one team, and it's exciting because all of us kind of play like we so energized, and we like playing defense. We like getting out there in the passing lanes and going.
I don't have it, so it's like I have to go to YouTube.
Welcome back to Oceanside Ice Arena, where the ASU D2 hockey team is leading the Utah State Aggies by a score of 2-1 alongside Gerardo Beltier. I'm Noah Friedman. Gerardo, we saw a lot of differences between the first period and the second period. The first period, it was scoreless. Second period, 3 goals. What's changed?
Actually, the intensity. The intensity in the first period was great, but second period, it was just 10 times more than that. The intensity is there. I was surprised ASU got the first goal because Utah State looked like they had the upper hand in the beginning, but ASU came back, got 2 goals. Utah State, 1 goal, so the intensity is the big difference.
The 2 goals were scored by Jason Kuda and Jace Davis. That was a great goal by Jace Davis, by the way. Chris Vedito added 1 for Utah State. Now, as I mentioned before, Jason Kuda scored the first goal for ASU. Kuda, Brady Morgan, and Austin Ehrlich are on the rise right now, the 3 players who are leading ASU in every offensive statistical category. What finally got their mindset going in that second period?
I'm not sure, no. They talked together, and they're just having a great season so far. Like you said, their stats are up, they're having a great game, the whole season's been good for them. They've been doing well.
Now, the score is 2-1. It's only a 1-goal difference at the end of 2 periods. ASU really hasn't had to play in many close game situations. Their only loss this season was a 1-0 loss to Lindenwood back in Ohio. So what is Coach telling them right now to get them ready for the third period so their nerves aren't cooled off?
I wish I was down there in the locker room having to hear what he had to say, because I think Coach right now is telling them to just stay in the game. Get the intensity up, stay there, get those passes on, take some shots, and hope for the best.
What are your third period predictions going in? I know it's a 1-score game right now. Anything can happen, really. The tide is turning for both teams as we speak. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but do you see maybe an overtime game for the first time this season, or do you see ASU maybe pulling this one out?
Well, it's a really close game. Utah State, it looks like they have the upper hand, so don't be surprised if they come back and tie it. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Utah State making those passes, ASU's defense getting on them. It's going to be a great third period.
Absolutely it is. Again, the score, your ASU D2 hockey team 2 and the Utah State Aggies 1. We'll send it back to Cole Feinblum and Megan Plain, and maybe we just might have another Justin Butler sighting. Who knows? We'll see. We'll send it back after this commercial break.
We're about to blow the doors off this place with Sun Devilly Goodness.
Hello and welcome into Health Frozen Over. I'm Allison Cummings, now joined with head coach Greg Powers. You guys are going to go play Oklahoma this weekend, Central Oak and Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma first. How are you going to take on them?
Just focus on Central Oklahoma and not worry about Oklahoma. You see a lot of teams go into Oklahoma and really focus on the Sooners and not the Broncos, and they pay. It's UCO is probably the hardest working team in our league, and if you don't go in prepared to play against what they bring, they'll beat anybody on any night. So we're just focused on Thursday, and we'll take Friday when it comes.
What is the biggest difference between the Sooners and the Broncos?
Just, I think, skill, the way they play. And Oklahoma's like us. They're a skill team. They're really talented. UCO has a lot of talent, but they're just 4 lines of hard work and, mucking guys that are not easy to play against. And They're incredibly well coached. Craig McAllister's done a great job with that program. So they'll be ready for us, and they're undefeated. They're one of the few undefeated teams left. So it's going to be a big game Thursday.
And how are your Lions going to change going into a game like that?
They're not. You know, I feel pretty good about where we were on Saturday, so it'll probably be very similar to what people saw Saturday. We'll figure out what we're going to do on the back end with everybody healthy, but nothing changes. You know, we kind of tweak what we do based on who we play, but again, we're just focused on what we do and perfecting our game, and if we do that, we think we can go get 3 wins.
And the Sooners are ranked number 3. They were your first loss of the season last year. Does that have any extra drive for your guys to tackle them full force?
No, not because they beat us. I mean, you know, look, Oklahoma's really good. They've always been really good. When I first got back here and joined the staff, they wax us regularly, you know, and so they've always been good. It's always been a challenge. You know, they're a conference rival. They were a rival before that. So, you know, no, it's always important whether or not we went 3-0 against them last year or not, but, you know, they'll be ready, but so will we.
And they lost their goaltender, Nick Holmes, who was a fantastic goaltender for them. How will that impact that team, if at all?
Well, Nick was a great goalie. He gave us fits, but their goalie, you know, Colin Fernandes, is also a very good goalie, and he's played against us as well. So I don't see them losing or missing a beat with Colin and net. He's a very good goalie, and he's proven it so far this season.
And you just recently got Jordan Young back on the power play unit. You mentioned after the game he was a little bit rusty. How's he been doing in practice?
He's been doing well. You know, he was better Saturday than he was Friday, and I think, you know, with 2 full games under his belt and then a few full weeks of contact practice under his belt, we'll see him back to normal by the time we get to Liberty next week. So get these 3 games out of the way, and I think he'll get better as each one goes on, and he's almost back.
And Tommy Cooney and Ryan Belanger are tied up there now for the leading point scorers. I mean, talk a little bit about Tommy Cooney, because last year we didn't see much of this from him at all.
I think that the last game got scored today, and Murph is actually leading in points now. But Tommy's still up there. He didn't have a ton of production this weekend, but he played very well. And Ryan's really starting to come on. He's really starting to show us what he's all about, and I still think that even, you know, Phil Murph, Ryan, and Tommy, we still haven't seen their best hockey, and that's good. So they just have to keep doing what they're doing and keep improving every week, and I'll be happy.
All right. Well, best of luck to you guys this weekend. Thank you so much for watching Health Frozen Over. For head coach Craig Powers, I'm Allison Cummings.
I'm Zach Potlib. The big question for the Sun Devils this weekend is
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Oceanside Ice Arena, where it's not Megan Plain saying next to me. We got special guest Justin Butler up in the booth once again. Justin Butler, ASU hockey player, hopefully to be back on the ice sometime soon. But we've got a 2-1 game on our hands so far. Utah State hanging in here. They lost by a 3-goal deficit last night. Justin, what have you seen so far from ASU that they haven't really performed up to their capabilities? What do you see so far?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done as much as we did yesterday, obviously. We haven't put the puck in the net, and we're struggling a little bit to keep the pressure on them. They've been putting a little more pressure on us today, so they came out ready to play.
It was a controversial second goal call. Looked like Al Taylor had it covered up. What'd you see down low?
I was on the other side. I couldn't really see it, but you know, sometimes crazy goals happen. You gotta just fight through it and try to win the game.
Well, nonetheless, we've got a 2-1 game on our hands, and we'll see what happens these final 20 minutes. And right off the bat, Ryan McNeely carries it up ice across the blue line. McNeely still with the puck on his stick. Decides to send it across ice to Weissman. Weissman with a quick wrist shot. Blocker down, but still loose. Justin Vriliak, backhand shot, just goes over the net, deflected aside by Willenborg. Ryan McNeely now gets it poked away, and now the Aggies look to come up ice as they go to Cooper Lim. Stolen away by Preston Ames and flipped back down into the Utah State zone.
Solid start for ASU here.
Brady Morgan with some good forecheck pressures. He's able to intercept that pass and carry it right behind the net where Austin Willenborg is waiting. Morgan pinned up along the boards as the puck scoots away from his control. Down on the ice, it's controlled by Jason Kuda. Kuda trying to deke around the defender, can't do it, and gets it stolen away. Preston Ames holds it in as his pass down low. Another clearing attempt. Ryan Francis holds it in and sends it over to Brady Morgan. Morgan's shot across the face of the net. Again, saved down.
That should be a delay of game there. They covered the puck when they were in their own zone and tried to not let us have it, so that should be a delay of game penalty on them, and I think it is, so we'll be on the power play here.
A huge power play here to see if ASU can increase this deficit back up to 2 goals as Riley Orr is heading in the net. He's arguing his case. Refs won't change the call. Delay of game is official. In 2 minutes in the box, ASU on the power play.
Here comes the Vriliak, Ehrlich, McNeely line. This line's been producing well for our team, so hopefully they can bury one here and get us up 2.
Vriliak usually pretty dominant in the face-off circle as ASU controls this one as it goes to Jace Davis, who drops it off for McNeely. Vriliak now with a slap shot. Saved down again by Willenborg. Now over to Jace Davis, who sends it tiptoeing the blue line just out of the zone. Andrew Hefter go back to recover. ASU touches up. Jace Davis fires it down on target, where Utah State will try and clear it again off the boards, out of the zone, all the way back. Up ice again, looking to capitalize on this power play with 1:23 remaining as Vriliak drops it off. Wrist shot blocked down. McNeely's shot doesn't find its way through. Another battle along the far side boards in the corner as the ASU wins it and it goes to Vriliak. Centering pass blocked down and goes all the way to Ehrlich. Up top to Jace Davis. Davis back down to Ehrlich. Davis diving attempt, holds it in the zone, and it goes to Hefter. Now McNeely filling in the point where Hefter just left. Back down along the wing to Vriliak. Vriliak skating in the zone, tries a wrist shot, top right corner. You saw it opening. It just went wide of the net.
Got to hit the net there.
Back down to Vriliak. Another centering pass off the skate of Mark Tromboli. A lot of action for this first power play line here as McNeely tries to send it over. Jace Davis, one-time shot! Slap shot blocked aside again by Austin Willenborg.
Goalie's played well for them these last 4 periods now.
Yeah, Willenborg's held them in the game as last night he didn't give up a goal. Tonight he's played strong as well as another shot. Sticked aside again. Rebound goes to Ryan Francis in the corner. Francis skates around 2 defenders on his knee, gets back up and regains his balance. Sees Jace Davis at the top of the point, decides not to go to him, instead drops it down to Hefter. A floating cross-ice pass to Morgan. Morgan gets it down. Not in time to get a shot off, and Willenborg covers up. Time run out on that power play. Still a 2-1 game.
Hefter with a little sauce on that pass there. He should have given a little less sauce. he got a little high up there, so the forward had to catch it, but a little lower, and he might have buried that one.
Now you're expecting to be back on the ice soon, aren't you, right?
Yes, hopefully by next week.
Well, we hope to see you back on the ice, putting some more points on the board.
I hope so too.
Utah State facing some pressure as Ryan Francis swung around. Conzer there to race and keep it in the zone. Conzer banks it off the boards perfectly to Morgan. Puck's loose. Cooper Lim controls and he sends it across ice to Riley Orr. Orr enters the blue line, or across the blue line. Rides Liam Pugh the whole way and he gets the puck back. Cooper Lim over to Chris Vedetto. Vedetto shot blocked down in front. And Tim Conzer takes the puck off his body and down across the zone.
Nice block there by Conzer. That's what we need to do to hold them off the rest of the game, block some shots, not let them get the pucks at the net.
Utah State heading back to the box. We get a hooking call here on Riley Orr.
Oh, that's fortunate for ASU. I didn't even see that one.
Utah State, not the way they wanted to start this this period with 2 quick penalties. We'll see if ASU can capitalize on this opportunity.
Here comes the Havriliak, McNeely, Ehrlich line again. Coach, trust this line.
And why not when you have Havriliak in the faceoff circle, as again ASU controls it.
There he is, there he is.
Centering pass. Shot goes wide, but still controlled as McNeely has it along the near side boards. McNeely creeping in, fires a shot, and it goes off the side of the net.
It looked like it went in there.
Just left of the net. Austin Willerborg did not see that shot coming, didn't have time to react. Lucky for him, it just went wide. Now Liam Pughes with the wrist shot, this time looking for traffic in front. And it's blocked down by his own player, Austin Ehrlich. And it's slapped out of the zone by Julian Herrera. Utah State able to get off the ice.
Those are some good shots from the power play from ASU there. That's what we want. Shots from the middle, shots from the point, traffic in front. Goalie's just making some good saves right now. Hopefully one bounces in.
And that's how ASU scored their second goal off a deflection from a shot at the point. We'll see what they can get here. As Liam Pughes fires a wrist shot looking for a deflection in front. It doesn't find a stick. It goes straight to Willenborg. Willenborg lets out a rebound but covers up quickly, and another stoppage of play.
It's another good shot there, another good save. The rebound almost came out to the ASU to attacker, but just couldn't get it in before the Utah State goalie covered it.
ASU's finding the open spaces on the ice, and they're getting their shots off. Willenborg's just standing tall in net, and they can't put one behind him. Face-off is won, and quick shot by Ryan Francis. Sticked aside, goes to Jason Kuda. Kuda now gives it off to Francis. Francis back up to the point for Pughes. Pughes, the guy you want taking your shot, sends it back to Francis. Francis with a quick wrist shot off the shoulder of Willenborg and out of play into the netting high above the boards.
Another good save there. That's a good shot. That's what we want, you know, shot from the slot area.
Willenborg's just getting his body in front of these shots, cutting off their angles, not letting much space in. They had that one opportunity, a power play ago, where Havriliak had that open space on the left, and it just went wide. This time the faceoff is controlled behind the net, and it goes to Ryan McNeely. McNeely tries giving off to Preston Ames, waits a split second too long, and the pass gets deflected all the way back into ASU's defensive zone.
You said it right, split second too long. If he gives it a little bit earlier, then we have the puck in the zone right now.
Havriliak looks to carry it back in, and he does so with ease. Havriliak along the right side looks for a centering pass, and it's deflected away. Preston Ames now in on that, creeping in, fires a wrist shot through the legs of Austin Ehrlich. Traffic in front, Willenborg somehow saw that puck coming at him, and he's able to snatch it once again.
Once again, you're right. I mean, that's the shot we want. Screen in front, goalie can't even see it. More times than not, that shot's going to go in when the goalie can't see it, especially when it's in a good placement like that. Good shot by Preston Ames, but a better save by the Utah State goalie.
Well, we'll see what's going on here as we have a 5-on-3 developing as Christian Westlake just went into the box for Utah State. For the next 10 seconds, ASU has a 2-man advantage. We'll see if they can capitalize on it. Faceoff is won. Liam Pughes at the point. Quickly over to Weissman. Weissman down low. Over to Ehrlich, back to Weissman. Liam Pughes now first man out of the box is back to a 5-on-4 for the next minute and 48 seconds. Ryan McNeely up to Pughes. Pughes with the wrist shot again, glove down. Rebound loose, and Ehrlich can't control it in time, and he takes it back out to the point. Weissman controlling, looking to get a shot off. Instead, he decides to give it off to Hughes, who gives it right back. Second guesses it and gives it to Ehrlich. Ehrlich fires a wrist shot. Crossbar, can't find its way in, and it goes over the cage. How did that one not cross the goal line?
I think it might have. I don't even know if they saw it.
Nonetheless, the play keeps going, and Weissman gives it off to McNeely. Back to Weissman. Weissman tries again, this time sticked off by Riley Orr, and it's deflected wide. ASU just can't catch a break as that wrist shot looked like it's found its way home. Instead, went off the crossbar, bounced behind Willenborg, somehow didn't go off his skate. Instead, they were able to clear the zone once again, under a minute left on this second power play opportunity. Brady Morgan's pass not strong enough as it's taken away and cleared back down the ice, where Al Taylor's there to help his team retrieve once again.
Yeah, bad pass by Brady Morgan there. Not usual for him. He's usually a very good passer, I would know. One of your line mates? Yes, sir. Excited to get back on the line with him, I'm Absolutely. Now Brady Morgan with the puck, gives it off to Preston Ames at the point, who sends it over for a one-timer. Deflected in front, out of play behind the net. Another face-off in the Utah State zone. Unfortunate. Davis got some good wood on that slap shot right there. If it doesn't get blocked, maybe it finds its way to the net, but good block by Utah State, and still a 2-1 game. 19 seconds left on this power play. The Aggies are getting their sticks in the shooting lanes, not letting any clear opportunities, and when they do, they've got Willenborg behind them to back them up. Yeah, he's been solid. Ryan Francis looking for that centering pass to Morgan. Nothing clear. Instead, he tries the second time. It's loose! Yeah! Morgan, with a diving opportunity, gets a stick underneath Willenborg, pokes it into the net. We've got a goal. 3-1 ASU. Take them however we get them. I don't know how that one went in, but drive the net, put it on net, and sometimes it finds the net. It's perfect. It looked like that centering pass was deflected in front by, it appeared to be number 47 of Utah State, Nathan Cook. Cook looked like he poked it to Willenborg. Willenborg didn't know it was underneath them. Morgan spotted it, dove on the ice, got a stick on it, into the net. A goal is a goal, and ASU gets it back to a 2-goal lead, a crucial 2-goal lead with 12 minutes to go in this third period. Absolutely. Obviously, that goal was pretty crucial. Up to the 2-goal lead now. That's what we needed. Hopefully, we can just play good defense and hold them off the rest of the way. Jordan LeClaire dumps it into the Utah State zone. The puck's been in there a lot this period, something Utah State didn't hope to have happen as they were coming into this period with carrying the momentum. Looks like ASU's regained their composure. Yeah, we're looking good so far. Obviously, the 2 power plays helped us. Hopefully, we can use that momentum to get the puck in the net again. Well, Jordan LeClaire with the backhand opportunity was sticked aside, but ASU still controls, and a cross-ice pass. Almost got through a dangerous opportunity. LeClaire almost put that one in, but it goes back to Tim Konzer. Konzer tries dropping it off for LeClaire, and instead it's stolen away by Beckstrom, who gives it off to Goings. Now Goings with the puck. Konzer's got to get that one in deep there. Slight mistake. Hopefully it doesn't cost us. Good block there by West Star. Almost gets him the puck there for a breakaway, but can't seem to find him. Star sacrificing that body, but up come Utah State once again, going with another shot blocked down by Konzer. Arizona State getting their bodies in front of the saying do the little things. That means, you know, get the puck out of the zone, be careful with it. Don't take penalties like we just took right there. That was an unfortunate hook right there. I don't know who they got it on, but we can't be taking penalties like that with halfway through the third period. That's the way to get them back in the game. Hopefully we can kill them off here. Looks like one of their penalty killers, Liam Hughes, will be heading into the box for tripping. 2 minutes, ASU is going to have 4 on the ice. They're going to need to kill this penalty so it doesn't get back to a 1-goal game. We got Franny and Fulte out there, 2 penalty killer specialists. Hopefully they can do the job. Well, the faceoff is won by Fultz. Preston Ames flips it up, it's deflected off a Utah State stick, and we'll get another faceoff in the same spot. Almost halfway through this final period of play as Arizona State's leading 3-1. They have a penalty to kill off now as 1:50 is still left on Liam Hughes' tripping call. Down on the ice is Fultz as that was Beckstrom with the shot. Nice block by Fultz there. That's why he's a PK specialist. Get a good block like that. Oh, here's Franny. Defenseman falls. Oh, tries to go top glove, but the goalie makes a nice save there.
Not allowing any space. Willenborg holding strong on that angle, not giving Francis any space to take that top shelf. And we'll get a face-off down right in front of Austin Willenborg.
It's always good when your PK unit gets chances. I mean, you don't expect that, so when you get an unusual chance, sometimes it goes in. That's just a bonus for the game.
Shorthander is always a mood killer for the opposing team.
Absolutely.
Now Cooper Lim, the man who took the game misconduct last night, back on the ice for Utah State.
Yeah, surprised to see him playing tonight. Usually when you injure a player like that with a cheap hit, you usually get a game misconduct, but ref didn't see it like that, so he's back out here tonight.
I know that was what your coach was arguing after the game last night, that he should have been suspended due to that injury.
Absolutely. Yeah, coach was not happy about that, but ref didn't see it like that, so what are you going to do?
And how much do you think that's going to affect your team, losing a veteran presence like Dan Kenzie and Beck?
I mean, yeah, you want Dan out there, but I feel like the rest of our D should be able to hold us off for the rest of this game. They've played well, obviously, so far, only giving up 1 goal.
They have played strong as a loose puck just above the crease. ASU controls, and Jace Davis takes it out of the blue line himself and looks to cross over the other end. Davis all the way fires a wrist shot, blocked away by Willenborg. Good strong back check there by Jace Davis, recovering on that on-man rush, gets back to poke it away, and ASU clears once again.
Yeah, he's a rookie out there, Jace Davis, but he really seems like he's a vet. He knows what he's doing out there. We like him to have him on the ice. That'll be a nice right there. Not a good play by Utah State, throwing it in before the red line on a power play. You got to know to get the red line before you dump it in, otherwise it's going to be a nice.
Well, a strong penalty kills thus far for ASU, as with just 9 seconds remaining on this penalty, Liam Hughes will look to exit the box here, and we will be back at full strength.
Yeah, Hughes will look to change here to get one of our forwards on. We got Hefter and Concert out there, so those are our 2D.
Hughes is up, and the penalty expires, and he's out of the sin bin. 5-on-5 skating, just like you said. He's heading to the box, get another forward out on the ice, and it's McNeely. No one knows where the puck is.
Yeah, I guess the ref had it there. He had it in his shorts or something. ASU will change here. I think it'll be the McNeely, Ehrlich, Havrilyak line coming out. Yep, that's what it looks like. So hopefully with 8:45 left in the game, they can hold them off the board and maybe get us on the board.
Looking to carry the momentum after killing off that power play. Riley Orr with the puck now for Utah State, loses it and goes right to Hughes, fresh out of the box. McNeely over to Ehrlich. Ehrlich spots Havrilyak streaking down the center. Not strong enough, and it's intercepted. Now Cooper Lim.
Havrilyak was going to have a one-timer there. That's a shot he likes to have. Unfortunately, it didn't get through to him.
One-time shot by Michael Bruner goes wide. And Ryan McNeely there for the Sun Devils.
Good play there by McNeely over to Concert. Concert gets it out of the zone, and now ASU attacks. Coach wants too many men there. Refs aren't going to call it.
In a battle for the puck, Steven Casaselli muscles his man and controls it, goes over to Gowans. Now Zach Inzer flips it back to Casaselli. Centering pass. Controlled and over to Preston Ames. Ames has to skate backwards in order to prevent the odd man rush from Julian. Utah State blows a tire, and Arizona State looks to capitalize. Steven Casaselli fires a wrist shot under the pad, over the blocker. Austin Willenborg helpless on that play. 4-1 Arizona State University.
Casaselli 2 goals in a row now, 2 different nights. Hasn't been making the lineup sometimes, but after a shot like that, you expect him to be in the lineup the next couple of games.
He's making a strong case for some playing time. with some play like this. A beautiful shot. Found the open spot. Not a lot left there as Willenborg's been taking away the angles. He capitalized. We've got a 3-goal lead with just over 7 minutes left to play in this period.
Yeah, low blocker there. It's hard for a goalie to stop that shot. You can ask any goalie out there. That's the hardest shot for a goalie to stop. So glad Castelli could put it there.
ASU not quitting yet as Wesley Starr fires a slap shot. Rebound loose in the crease and is controlled by Utah State. Christian Westlake for the Aggies gives it off to Blauer, who clears the zone just in the nick of time. Westlake's pass to Blauer out of reach, and Randall rifles it back into the zone, a place the Aggies have been hanging a lot in this period. Jacob Weissman geometrically passes it over to John Randall off the boards. Randall dumps it behind the net. Out of reach of Wesley Starr, and a race for the puck. Jace Davis, a little indecisive there, didn't know whether to take the hit or go for the puck. Instead, it was poked away.
Yeah, good play by Hefter there. Had a one-on-one, poked it away from the defender, or the offender.
Randall gets shoved down in the open ice by Julian Herrera as a wrist shot from the blue line is blocked aside by Al Taylor. Puck back in the ASU zone as Jace Davis is there with some time to recover, and he sends it across and right back. A weak pass there. Herrera looked to capitalize on that forecheck. Held in by Bruner and shoved on net. But ASU clears once again up to Kuda at the red line. Kuda now across the blue line. Spins. Gets around 2 defenders. Fires a cross-ice pass just out of reach of Hefter. Hefter can't control it, and ASU's forced to touch up. Kuda once again flips it off the boards to himself. Sees Morgan. Morgan was streaking across the left side. Cross-ice pass didn't reach him. Now Utah State up ice. Riley Orr along the far boards. Orr drops it off for Videtto. Videtto shot blocked down in front by Tim Conzer, and behind the net it goes. Held in at the point by Trimboli. Now a battle for the puck, trying to get out of the zone, and it does, all the way back to Nathan Cook, who dumps it right back in. Liam Hughes now can't control the bouncing puck, and he takes it right back. A dangerous bounce off the boards as he looked to bounce it around the net. Instead, Al Taylor covers up. As we see on your screen here, we have ASU's upcoming games coming up. You see their schedule that's approaching. Got Halloween night, and the day after Halloween, we got a series against Cal State Fullerton at home. And then November 7th and 8th, they're taking on a strong Denver team. How do you see your teams matching up against these teams?
I definitely think we have a strong matchup. We have more speed than both teams, I would imagine. I think we have more speed than basically any team in the ACHA right now. So I like our chances, definitely.
Now Preston Ames glides into the zone and tries a backhand over to Vriliak, and it goes behind the net. Now McNeely with the puck, gliding around the zone, and he dumps it off the boards to Vriliak behind the net. Now, working in conjunction with Arizona State, we feel obligated to give you a score update on the Arizona State-Sanford game. ASU is leading 14-0 now. A strong showing so far, heading into halftime. Not quite halftime, approaching halftime, I should say. And with 4:15 left in this game, ASU is also leading. They're leading Utah State 4-1.
Good face-off there by Fultz.
Enzer fires a low shot, looking to get a stick on that one. Didn't find anyone, and goes right to Willenborg, who sticked it aside to the far side boards where there's a battle for the puck. Parker Fultz on the ice. Christian Westlake stops on the dime and fires it the opposite direction where Herreras are waiting, but a good hit thrown there by Casaselli. Strong forecheck pressure here by the Sun Devils, not allowing Utah State to exit. And they force an icing call here. Unfortunately, bad bounce on the boards forces Al Taylor to instinctively grab that puck and send it behind the net, so icing will not be called.
That's a bad refereeing play right there. They're supposed to call an icing there. It doesn't matter if it bounces off the boards. It's supposed to be an ice right there. I don't know why they didn't call it.
It looked like the players were approaching that circle where they should call that hybrid icing. They did not call it, and up ice Arizona State calls, and we'll have another face-off.
Yeah, luckily Al was aware on that one. It bounced off right into his stick, and he was alert, controlled it, and gave it to our team, and we got it out. And now we got a face-off in their zone.
John Randall tries to go forward with that face-off draw. He does so, but it's stolen away and taken out of the zone by Morgan McJimsey. McJimsey now dumps it to the opposite side. Liam Hughes slaps it around the boards looking to clear his zone, but Bruner pinches and holds it in. Now Hughes up to Wesley Starr. Starr carries it across the red line and now the blue line and dumps it into the opposite corner. LeClaire's there to throw a check. LeClaire's fighting down there as he throws another check on Bruner. Now 2 men go down. It looks like we'll get a penalty call on John Randall here.
Yeah, it'll be a penalty on Randall. It's a good call. He took the guy down.
That penalty.
Hopefully we can control it here like we did and just keep one guy in the box. Kill it off here and get the W.
Looked to be a little bit excessive as John Randall will be heading to the box for 2 minutes as there's 2.5 remaining in this final period. ASU leading 4-1.
Yeah, not the best play to take a guy down there. You got to realize what time of game it is. You don't want to give them any chances, and that's what we're giving them right now.
You always have to have cooler heads that prevail in these opportunities. And for now, for the majority of the remaining part of this game, ASU will be shorthanded. Good check there thrown along the boards by Parker Foltz as Riley Orr goes down and falls on the puck.
Yeah, that was almost a penalty there. A lot of times they'll call a hit from behind there when a player's defenseless, but I guess they saw it from the side, and Foltz can attribute a good hit to our team. Puck will come out of the zone now, too. That's pretty big. You don't want to face off in your zone when you're on the PK ever.
Utah State not contesting that. Looks like they agree that it was not boarding. But a good heads-up play by Parker Foltz just to slap it forward and kill off more time on this penalty kill. Dump in attempts thrown right in on Taylor as he's forced to get his stick down on the ice and shove it away, and it goes up to the point. Now wrist shot looking for traffic, goes off the side of the net. Taylor doesn't know where it is. Finally he spots it right before Jace Davis gets there. And Davis is battling for the puck, taking on 2 defenders. He goes down, puck still loose, and now it's controlled by Utah State. A centering pass off the stick of Francis. Cross ice Cooper, Lem fires a shot. ASU not going to be happy with that. Chris Vedetto goes in and levels Arizona State goalie Al Taylor. So
yeah, whenever you get the goalie hit, there's going to be controversy. So we might see a little scrum here. It's like, yeah, they're taking Franny here. I don't understand what they're calling.
Refs are taking 2 ASU players.
They got to be taking at least one Utah State player then. Yeah, looks like they are. Number 29.
Captain's out to discuss the penalties being called on the ice.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're calling out there too. It seemed like a pretty clean scrum there. Should have been no penalty called or just a coincidental. I don't know why we're on the shorthanded side of that, but it's going to hurt us if we are because we're going to go down on the 5-on-3 now. Never want to be down on the 5-on-3, only up a few goals with 2 minutes to go.
And it was showed in the playoffs that a 3-goal deficit can be overcome in a short amount of time as the Boston Bruins took down the Toronto Maple Leafs in a situation just like this.
It'll probably be have Riliak, Hughes, and Weissman, or Morgan, Hughes, and Weissman out here. Those are our probably 3 most trusted defensive players. We'll see what coach throws out there, but we're definitely killing off a 5-on-3 here for the next minute and 51 seconds. Hopefully we can keep it out of our net.
It's a questionable 5-on-3 as it didn't look like there was anything excessive in that scrum in front of Al Taylor's crease, but nonetheless, ASU's got to stay disciplined and back as they're down 2 men. Looks like there was a timeout called on the ice.
Yeah, I think coach called a timeout here, wants to regroup the boys, see what the verdict is about how people are tired, who he wants to put out, who he wants to take the face off here. It's a big face off. if you win this face-off, you can kill about 20 seconds. If you lose it, then you're going to have it in your own zone for at least 20 seconds, if not a goal. So big face-off here in our defensive zone. And yep, Morgan, Weissman, and Hughes comes out there. Morgan will take the face-off. Hughes will look to clear, or actually Weissman will look to clear if Morgan wins it. If not, we'll be playing the triangle.
We'll see what happens as the face-off goes down. Morgan can't control it, and it goes to Beckstrom. Beckstrom up to the point. Cross ice to Cooper Lim. Hughes in front of him, can't get the shot off. Over to Riley Orr, down low. Al Taylor in perfect position to make that save. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, good save by Al there. He's in good position. Luckily, the guy didn't bury that one because that would have been a quick goal for the Utah State team.
Still a minute left on this 5-on-3 opportunity as Utah State wins the faceoff again, and Cooper Lim glides around looking for a shot. The big body of Liam Hughes in the way of that one, and he can't get anything off. Tries a second time, and guess who deflects that? Liam Hughes.
Good block by Hughes there, using his body, his big body to get in the way.
Now Riley Orr, and a beautiful dive on the ice. Brady Morgan gets in front of that shot and deflects out of play.
Another good block there. That's why we have those PK specialists out there, you know. Get your body in the way, block the shot. If it doesn't get to the net, it can't go in.
A perfect first shift there on that 5-on-3. Still 43 seconds left to go. A minute 15 in this game here. Utah State still controlling on this 5-on-3 penalty. Or Lim playing a little catch. Lim tries a shot blocked down by Jordan LeClaire. Another block by the Sun Devils. Back over to Lim once again. Down low to Beckstrom. Beckstrom whiffs on a pass, and it goes right towards Taylor. Taylor's across on the other side of the crease. There's an open net. Gibbons can't convert. Second chance opportunity goes behind the net. ASU regains their composure. And it is cleared down the ice.
Nice clear by Davis there, recognizing that he's got some time and space to make the clear and waste some time off this PK.
Utah State quickly up as they get it right back to Cooper Lim. Clearly the target on this penalty kill. And another block there by Liam Hughes. And one man out of the box. We've got a 5-on-4 now. Over to Sam Going. Two-lane pass intercepted and cleared down the ice once again. Brady Morgan. 30 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, that should do it for ASU right there. 30 seconds left in the offensive zone. Looks like it might get a little physical here. Hopefully we can stay away from the BS.
Utah State not happy with the way this game ended, looking to take some bodies. Arizona State just trying to keep composed here in these final seconds of the game. They're excited. No reason not to be. They take this series. First game 5-2. Second game 4-1. Arizona State with a dominant performance. Struggled a little bit in the early going, but they came out on top 4-1. Now you saw Arizona State, they improved their record to 7-1. Justin, how happy are you with the play of your team out on the ice?
I would say we didn't play as well as we did last night, but great defense, great goaltending, and 3-goal win against a team like that we'll always take.
What do you think Coach LeClaire is going to try and improve upon as this season goes on?
He'll try to improve upon the boys playing a little bit more aggressive. We were a little bit more in our defensive zone tonight, which we don't want, but if we keep the pucks to the outside and keep putting pucks in the net, then we should win a lot of games.
Now, I'm sure you're excited to get back on the ice for this series coming up. Have you been practicing? Have you been skating around?
I have been. I was actually practicing on Friday morning, but then I got my problem checked out on Friday afternoon. They told me I couldn't play for the weekend, which I didn't know. So it's unfortunate, but we got the 2 wins, so I'm happy about it.
Well, we're glad to have you up here, and we're excited to see you down on the ice coming up. But for now, we're going to a break, and after that, we're going to have the intermission crew dissect what went down in this game. For Justin Butler, I'm Cole Feinblum, and for the first two periods, Megan Plain, we'll send it over to the intermission crew. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned.
Welcome to WCSN's ASU Hockey segment. I'm Zuriel Loving here with hockey analyst Troy Lynch. Troy, this weekend we saw the return of defenseman Jordan Young to the ice. How did you think he played against Arizona?
Honestly, he wasn't that impressive. He didn't do anything special. He didn't put up any goals or any assists. So he's still a little bit rusty because he hasn't been playing since March. But he's definitely getting the rust off. You know, Coach Greg Powers said he's probably not going to be back till normal until next week against Liberty. But, you know, he's getting back into the swing of things. Last season, he had 5 goals and 11 assists, mainly composed on the power play. So we have that to look forward to once Jordan Young is at 100%.
And then Coach Powers has called himself a mad scientist when he mixes up and matches up the lines. What has been your favorite line matchup so far?
My favorite line matchup is definitely Chris Burkemper, Mike Cummings, and Tommy Cooney. Those 3 guys have the most chemistry out of any line on the Sun Devil team. And then they just keep on putting big numbers every single weekend, very consistently too. And that's exactly what Coach Powers is looking for. And that's what Coach Powers is going to do. He's not going to change up the lines this weekend, even though usually every week he does. So he likes what he saw against U of A last week, and hopefully he likes what he sees this week against Oklahoma and Central Oklahoma.
I definitely agree with you. I would say that Chris Burkemper and Tommy Cooney are the dynamic duo. They just have great chemistry and are the top producers of their line. Looking forward against UCO and U of O, what do you think the Sun Devils will do this weekend?
Well, I think that the Sun Devils are going to be handed their first loss this weekend. I think they're going to go 2-1. And so they play on Thursday, Central Oklahoma. And Central Oklahoma, they're extremely physical. And what Coach Greg Powers has said is that they're the hardest working team in the league, which could cause some trouble. You know, Sun Devils haven't really been challenged, and then they're going to play physical like every other team normally does. But this team is still undefeated, and they're going to give ASU a run for their money. But I still think that ASU is going to pull out the victory. But then the next day, that's when I'm worried. That's when I think that ASU will lose to Oklahoma, which is ranked number 3rd in the nation right now, because they are just as skilled as the Sun Devils. The only thing that's kind of in their way is that they lost their last season's goalie, Nick Holmes, and they had to replace him. The new goalie's playing pretty well, but, you know, it's ASU, number 1 team in the nation, so I definitely think it's going to be a challenge for him. But I do think that ASU is going to be tired on Saturday, and I do think that they're going to lose at least once, but 2-1 overall this weekend.
I agree that they're going to go 2-1, but I believe that they will lose to UCO, who is undefeated, and they've beat some pretty good teams in Lindenwood and in Iowa State. They also have Rylan Dooley, who is a great power play player. He has scored at least 3, I think, power play goals, and the Sun Devils have been struggling on their penalty kill units. So looking forward, I think that might be a tough road test going ahead. For WCSN, I'm Zuriel Loving with hockey analyst Troy Lynch. Thanks for tuning in.
Arizona State, home to some of the brightest, boldest, and best journalism students in the country. At the Cronkite School, well, there's not much more you could ask for. Yet one thing has been missing, until now. Months of preparation have a group of students on the brink of something big. They're taking sports, and they're doing them in a way that haven't been done here before. Live. Cronkite Sports Live hits the airwaves. You're gonna want to see this.
Welcome into WCSN's coverage of the men's basketball team. For Zane Hope, and I'm Jake Aiden. We'll be tuning in here for all your ASU men's basketball coverage. Now, Zane, the season's young, and there's many controversies happening with this ASU basketball team, especially with the departure of point guard Jahi Carson. What does that mean for the Sun Devils this year?
Well, you know, anytime you have an all-Pac-12 performer leaving the team, it's obviously going to leave a big hole. And so 2 guys we're looking at here are freshman Trey Holder. He's out of Los Angeles. He's a heavily recruited prospect. And then you got Chance Murray, who's been in the system for a year, backed up Jahi Carson last year, but didn't see the floor too often because Jahi played a good chunk of minutes.
Now, you're replacing one of the star players on this ASU basketball team from last year. Now, this year, what's the difference between Trey and Chance and their different playing styles for this ASU basketball team?
Well, you know, Coach Sendek said it best when he said that Trey was really the only natural point guard on this roster. He played it his whole life, and that's what he was recruited as. Then there's Chance Murray, who's really more of a combo guard, and he's kind of being pressured into filling some point guard minutes. So, you know, it kind of depends on what you want. Do you want more experience, or do you want a natural point guard? It's just Coach Sendek's preference.
Now, Chance Murray did see some more time last year, especially backing up Jahi during regular season games. Trey's a freshman guy, but has been getting first-team reps. Who would you say has more of an edge for the Sun Devil team?
Well, if we're talking about the open practice last week, Trey Holder got a lot of the first-team reps, and I don't know if that's just because Coach Sendek likes his natural ability or if it's just he's trying out new things, which is what he's doing with the whole roster. So it's kind of hard to tell right now.
Well, there you have it. A lot of controversies going into the Maroon and Gold scrimmage November 7th at Wells Fargo Arena. For Zane Hope and I'm Jake Gaden. That's all we got for the WCSN coverage of men's basketball.
Welcome to WCSN's coverage of Arizona State Division II hockey. Alongside Noah Freeman, I'm Megan Plain. Now, this weekend, Arizona headed back east to Ohio to take on 3 opponents and walked away with 2 wins, 1 loss, putting them at a 5-1 overall record. Now, one of the teams they played, Lindenwood, they had 30 shots on goal. Lindenwood had 19 shots on goal. Now, this is something we've seen from Arizona a lot so far throughout this season. Their shots on goal has been higher than each of their opponents. Now, what can you tell me about their offense and how that has kind of played a role so far this season?
Well, even though Arizona State lost to Lindenwood by 1 goal, I don't see the offense as being a situation that they have to deal with that's a concern because, of course, they scored 21 goals to open up the season against College of Canyons. I see the defense being a problem, and I see goaltending maybe being a problem. David Amon's been doing pretty well, but he gave up that last-minute goal to Lindenwood, so maybe Ryan Seltenreich might get some reps. So I think that Arizona State's offense is going to be chugging along, and I don't see any concerns with that offense.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you look at the stat sheet, 3 guys really stand out to me. Those guys are Morgan, McNeely, and Ehrlich. So what can you tell me about their performance so far throughout this season?
Well, Brady Morgan is the only player right now on ASU's D2 hockey team that's leading him and having 2 points so far, and Austin Ehrlich has 1 point per game so far, and Ryan McNeely is averaging close to 1 point per game. So with this 3-headed monster, they might be getting some awards at the end of the season, and ASU's record might reflect on how these 3 guys play.
All right, now looking ahead to this weekend, Arizona State is going to take on Utah State home. Now, Utah State is a team that has a 2-4 record so far. Now, it seems to be that this game will be in the Sun Devils' favor. So what do you see looking forward to this weekend? Do you see a sweep?
Absolutely, I see a sweep. We'll have to be positive in some way. Even though they're 2-4 overall, they're also 1-4 on the road. So even though they're used to playing on the road, they're also used to losing on the road. So with the Sun Devils coming back from a 2-1 positive road trip, coming back to the comfy confines of Oceanside Ice Arena, I see nothing more than a 2-game sweep and a 7-1 overall record when it's all said and done.
All right, now you can catch those 2 games live this weekend on Friday and Saturday at cronkitesports.com. For Noah Freeman, I'm Megan Plain. Thanks for tuning in.
To blow the doors off this place with Sun.
Welcome back to the quirky, comfy confines of Oceanside Ice Arena as your ASU D2 hockey team takes this one over Utah State. They sweep the series, this time by a score of 4-1 alongside Gerardo Baltierra. I'm Noah Friedman. Gerardo, 2 goals in the second period, 2 goals in the third period. ASU looked really productive on offense after being shut out in that first period. What was working for them offensively?
Well, yeah, you said it. The first period, they kept playing defense. It wasn't until second period, third period, where they got the offense up. The intensity was there. The passes were there. The shots were there. The tension was high. You saw that. It was great. The second period, third period, ASU did a great job. Got some points on the board. And the score says it all, 4-1.
You think you might leave me to go see what coach is saying in the locker room now?
I might have to leave you next time because ASU came out third period, strong, bold. The intensity, like I said, was there. So you might be up here by yourself. No, I'm going to go to the locker room and see what coach has to say.
I might have to get Megan Plain or Justin Butler to do that. Speaking of Megan Plain, she's down with one of the goal scorers of tonight's game, Stephen Casaselli. Megan, take it away.
All right, here I am with Casaselli. He had a goal on the night. Now you guys led in shots on goal, so what can you tell me about your offense and how you guys managed to do that?
Well, their team came out harder tonight. They really wanted to win. We just had to keep fighting. We kept throwing the puck on net. Their goalie was hot, but once we broke through, we got a couple in.
All right, and now what can you tell me about what was going through your mind when you scored a goal?
I don't know. I just saw the puck sitting there. I grabbed it, and I tried to throw it on net. Their D was kind of screening their goalie, so I just put it on net, and it happened to go in.
All right, now the first period you guys kind of started off slower than you had in yesterday's game, that's for sure. So can you tell me kind of what you guys did going out there to improve on that and then start scoring some goals?
Well, we just had to rally around each other, get each other going. We don't really like this team. We wanted to go out there and win. They wanted it, so we just had to get each other going, and we came out and we got the W.
All right, now would you say this team is more aggressive than some of the teams you faced so far this season?
Definitely. They like to hit, they like to be physical, but we love it. We can play that way if we need to.
All right, now we're going to throw it to the intermission report with Noah Friedman and Gerardo Baltiera.
Thank you so much, Megan, and thank you so much to Stephen Casaselli for your time. So Stephen Casaselli had a goal in the third period, as well as Brady Morgan, the assistant captain, followed by 2 goals in the second period by Jace Davis and Jason Kuda as well. So now we're going to take a look at the future, and there will be a 2-game series between these same ASU D2 Sun Devils and Cal State Fullerton. The Titans are coming into town. That'll be on October 31st at 10:15 p.m. That's a late start. Spooky, right, for Halloween? And then on November 1st, they'll get it going at about 4 o'clock. So what can we look forward to with Cal State Fullerton? They're 6-1 on the season right now. They've had some notable wins over USC and Texas A&M. But the last time that a all-California team came in here, ASU put up 21 goals. That was on College of Canyons the first game. So what can we expect here for ASU playing Cal State Fullerton?
Well, I don't know if they're going to score 21 goals, but it'll definitely be a close game. They had some trouble with Utah State. It was close first period, second period. So Cal State, you said, 6-1. It's going to be a close game, a game to watch.
Battle of 7-1 versus 6-1. ASU has won 3 straight games. That'll do it here for us on the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. For my partner Gerardo Baltiera, director Anthony Persino, producer Nick Wixman, Cole Feinblum, Megan Plain on the call, alongside Justin Butler, and our 2 amazing camera women tonight. My name is Noah Friedman. Once again, your ASU D2 hockey team sweeps Utah State tonight 4-1.